All right. Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this is working and sounds good, if you could hit that number 1, that would be great. And if the mic sounds good, as far as I can tell, we should be. Ooh, was that a little bit of red? Do I have it? It does sound good, everybody? Okay. Yeah, I'm looking over here and it's putzing over into the red. Actually, let me just double check something here. Yeah, 95. How did it get to 95? Okay, that actually checks out. Wait, that's... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That... There we go. Okay. Maybe you don't notice a difference, but that was coming across very aggressively. So hopefully this helps out and still sounds okay. Well, good morning. First off, before I do get started, though, for those of you that watch this in the archive, thank you very much. But to be very blunt and upfront, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, this is totally viewer supported, no sponsorships. And the best way to support it is to save yourself some money. Any promotion that these prop firms are running, if you use code CLAY, which is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps, you'll not only get that promotion, which saves yourself money, but you also help to support the stream. So you're accomplishing many things, saving yourself money while ensuring something you enjoy watching continues to be available to watch. And for those of you that are here live right now and have used code CLAY, you guys are quite literally the reason why this is not only ad-free, but why, I keep showing up day in and day out. So thank you, everybody that has used code CLAY, and you can use it within these prop firms. I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader. But like I said, wherever you're at in your journey, any of these prop firms will help support the stream. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, July 24th. The year is 2026. And we've had ourselves an interesting morning. A couple of savage moves. But overall, yeah, I would not call it today slow. I think there's been plenty of good, solid movements. And we will see how things continue to play out. But yeah, good morning. I guess I never went through everybody. But anyways, if I have not mentioned your name, I didn't mention any names today. So you therefore know. Nothing personal. I just forgot to go through the ones and the good mornings. But I'm saying good morning to all of you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful faces out there. Obviously none as beautiful as mine, but close. Some of you are close. Hey, Lexit is here early. But yeah, how are all your days going so far? Green, red, terrible, great, blue an account, pass an account, qualified for a payout. How are your days going? Remember, it is Friday, so just, I don't know. Don't be like me several times over my career where I do something really stupid on a Friday and then I have to think about it all weekend long. I suppose futures is maybe a little better because at least you can kind of get back to it Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern if you want to. Whereas, stocks and options, the world I came from, you always had to wait till Monday morning. But anyways, just don't do anything. Pass an account. Well, good job, Evan. Pass an account. Nothing yet. Down 346. Oh, that's managed. Curiously is green, green, green. Green and done for the day. Nice, Kevin. Or the other Kevin. Great pass. Hey, nice job. Wow. So where are you at, Kevin, racehorse model-wise? How many horses do you have in the racehorses do you have in the stable right now? Kevin U plays, that is. But I guess Kevin Trader, if you want to participate in the question, that's fine too. Okay, we are maybe at a long here. I really don't know. All right, okay, if this wants to push down a little bit, there we go. And let's see if it wants to come back up, maybe like a little miniature fake breakdown. We'll look to get long at that line. If that line turns blue, I'm long, so I am long. I'll take that little scalp there. Just get my feet wet. Get my feet wet. 4 horses so far and 1 going to be promoted. Oh, okay. Because those ones you still have to do your flip trades on. You're doing great, Kevin. Very, very good. Which really goes to show, if you are of the fear, man, I get it, Clay. I see what you're saying. I understand the math. Futures through a prop firm, it does make so much sense, but I don't know if I have the energy. I don't know if I have the time to learn how to trade futures. My question to you, do you use charts with whatever you're trading right now? If you answer yes, then you'll be fine. Kevin is a perfect example. Dude was trading small caps, like 2 weeks ago? But because he was using charts, he's already doing futures and he's doing very, very well. So just please do not think that in order to trade futures, you have to learn how to trade futures and that's some elaborate process. No. The best decision you made in your career is saying, I think I want to use these charts. So any of you here, if you made that decision, then you already know how to trade futures. Because if you like bull flags in stocks or crypto or options, whatever you're trading, if you like bull flags, guess what? Bull flags also exist in futures. I love myself a good cup and handle pattern. I have good news for you. Cup and handles exist in futures also. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jocko. I understand. I understand the hesitation. Time is a valuable asset. People, I don't know if I can find the time. Where's a good place to learn? If you already understand charts, you can trade futures. Now, does that mean you go and just throw yourself, into NQ? I'm not saying that either, but hey, good morning, Eli. Went from trading SpaceX to going to futures. The best decision ever learned from my station. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of the progression. At first, it's like, man, is it even possible to pass one of these? And then it becomes, okay, passing. I like the word you used, easier. Passing is never easy, but yes, it does become easier after you kind of get in your groove and stuff like that. And then, be like, oh man, am I ever going to be able to get a payout? And again, nothing is ever easy in trading because trading is not easy. But can things tend to get easier? Yes, that is a very good word. But easier does not mean easy. I promise that makes sense. Green, whoa, wait, what? Weren't you? Oh, nothing yet. Okay, I'm sorry. I got you confused. I was like, wait, weren't you just down 346? But that was Luxit. So as a reminder, let's keep the chat moving. I'm here to hang out. Yes, I'm here to trade and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, it is very boring when the chat is quiet. So if you got something to say it. I'm not saying that I'll necessarily interact. I will do my best. Okay. Maybe a short here coming. Looking for a short at the red line. I'm still of the opinion we're in a downtrend, so I'm trying to go with the trend here. The overall trend being down. Curiously, all right, he's already in at 324. Wait, did it hit 324? It did. Okay. Come on. If that red line turns blue, I am in. I am in. Do have a pivot point that I'm going to add into also. Blue line is my average. Now, if this goes straight up all of a sudden, this will not be good. But I'm trying to go with the trend. I'm trying to trust the trend that this thing is not going to literally all of a sudden just go straight up. It is possible, though. I don't think it's likely, but it is possible. I really don't like how it's not really. Again, blue line is my average price, and it got down there, and then all of a sudden it's like putzing around. See what I mean? All right, I'm out. Putzing around too much. I can always get back in. I do not. Yeah, even now, look at this. That was essentially where my blue line was. I gave it several times to finally get moving, and it doesn't. So at that point, it became pretty much a 50-50 in my mind. And like I said, my white or my blue line was somewhere right around here-ish, I think. Yeah, even now, just I don't know. Is this actually going to start to come up a little bit more? So turn into a 50-50. I want it out. Hey, what's up, Props Doxel? Good morning, Johnny. We're at a low for resistance. You mean like a former support? No. Thank you for asking to see if you need to remind me. No 11 a.m. chat. Nope. I was a good boy. Nothing too dramatic this morning. Actually, some pretty, if I may say so myself, some good solid alerts in the community too. So yeah. They're starting to head back down, but Jimmy, it's I don't know. How do you actually say it? It's gray. Therefore, how do you actually spell it? It's gray. So I love to see everybody's variations of saying it and spelling it. So yes, it is all gray. See, look at Kevin, a little bit different than your spelling. It's up for interpretation. There we go. How's that? Good morning, Renee. No trades today. Taking a little mental breather. Was it you? I mean, I know it was you that got a payout. Pretty sure it was yesterday. Was that 800 or 600? I think it was 800. You get that 800 payout, or was it? Talk to me. Talk to me, evil. You know, my name is Kevin, spelled with an E. Well, thank goodness your name here is curiously inclined because we're getting overrun by Kevins. A-S-E. Can you hold prop firm trades? No. That's why my argument has always been in the category of day trading. Day trading futures through a prop firm is best because swing trade. Well, I'm not aware of any. I'm not aware of any that would allow you to hold overnight, but because that brings in a lot of risk all of a sudden. It was 800. I mean, okay. And is that with Take Profit Trader, Evil? I'm assuming it is. I think we need to start. It's a good idea, Props. I could get behind something like that. Yeah, what do you think about the instant payouts? Pretty nice, huh? Or I guess what do you want to call it? Instant approval, instant payout. Is this a reverse? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm still bearish. To be fair, it could be, but if I'm just gonna go with the trend, recent history, all these continue to roll over, so I'm just gonna go with what's recently happened. Maddie Matt. So can you hold a trade from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., which is when the futures market is closed? You cannot. So that's what I'm considering as overnight. Oh yeah, it's borderline instant. Yeah. Yeah. It's borderline instant now. Like as soon as you click the button, it goes straight to your wallet. Is that So is that not instant then, Evil? I'm confused. I thought maybe we have different definitions of instant. But what you described would meet my definition of instant. Like as soon as you click the button, it goes straight to your wallet. Is that not instant? Let me ask you this, Evil. What is your definition of instant? Because you said this is borderline instant. Fair enough. It's all 1099. So any money you make from a prop firm is they're just gonna send you a 1099, which makes your accountant will really appreciate it. So instead of handing him wheelbarrows full of paperwork, you'll just give him that one 1099 form. Any more instant would be straight to my bank. Okay, gotcha. So it is instant, just not like totally streamlined instant. I once accidentally held one MNQ contract overnight. Yeah. I've had a couple of those too where I forgot about them. Again, I don't. Okay, I can't talk right now. We are looking at a potential another short, especially via the 5 minute. We are. Just show you real quick. We're right at the 21 EMA. Okay, I'm in. I tried. All right, out there. Can somebody remind me if maybe you have a good memory? What was that number at before I took that trade? That seemed like it should have been more. Again, I'm not going to go deep down the rabbit hole of taxes. Taxes and that topic freaks me out because there is all kinds of liabilities. And it seems like it's kind of like medical advice too. All I'm saying is this with taxes. And beyond that, that's it. I don't want to carry into that. If you make money trading no matter where you're at trading, but if you make money trading prop firms, you will need to pay taxes on that money you make. The way TPT handles it for at least any money you make with the pro accounts, they will send you a 1099. Outside of that, I don't know. Pro Plus, I don't know. I don't want any. Wow, good grief. Okay. Well, I'm still looking for another short. Again, even with James saying you can write off your evals, please talk to a local tax professional. Do not get any form of tax advice from the internet, especially from a YouTube chat box, especially from a live streamer. So don't even trust me when I say if you make money, you have to pay taxes on that money. Don't even trust that. Go and verify that too. I haven't paid taxes in 10 years. Okay, well, if that is true, Matt, I hopefully there's no IRS agents here. There's. If you put your money under your bed, so that's an interesting calculation. What would be more profitable, to let the IRS take some of it or to let inflation take it? Because that's obviously what's taking it if you throw it under your bed. To be fair, maybe it is still wiser to just put it under your bed, but I don't know. Like, I think that illustrates how savage inflation could actually be. It might actually be, because inflation is so actually savage, it might actually be more profitable to just let the IRS take what they want. Not to mention, that kind of removes your liabilities and not thinking that the IRS is going to, bust down your door at any moment. It'd be an interesting calculation. Yeah, one of the workers, great kid. Got a bright future ahead of him. He's 18. Did not have a bank account, so I just been like trying to lecture him and hammer him, dude, you're 18. You're 18. That's so awesome. Like, you got to start to, at least start to invest. Like, and I'm trying to, well, I didn't, but one of his brothers showed him like the compounding tables and the calculator and exponential growth, blah, blah, blah. And all this sort of stuff, but he doesn't have a bank account yet. So I'm like, dude, you got to get a bank account, blah, blah. Anyways, long story short, he was like, hey, man, I made an investment. I'm like, let's go. And he's like, yeah, I bought 14 sheep. I'm like, okay, let's go. Actual tangible stuff, livestock. Okay. So I can officially now say that I have a shepherd working on my house. So yes, if you're wondering, all I can say is, did a shepherd help build your house? A shepherd is working on my house right now. So I can officially say I now know a shepherd. It's kind of cool. So yeah. I was like, dude, let's build a sheep empire. I don't know anything about sheep, but let's build a sheep empire. I want in. Stop running, then we'll have no way. Sounds good, Philly. The IRS sent me a paper once. The IRS sent my dad a paper once for 5 cents. For my sanity's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it was just like a computer spitting something out. I really hope that an agent didn't sit there at like a typewriter and type up like something for 5 cents. Maybe I don't know. So I was super impressed and proud of the guy. Because I was like, okay, well, why don't you have a ram yet? Because he wants to start to breed them. But I mean, I was like, oh, actually, that makes perfect sense. He's like, well, I don't have a need for the ram right now, so why would I use my capital on a ram right now, which is then gonna give me one more mouth that I need to feed? I was like, that's good thinking. That makes sense. Yes. If I don't need a ram right now, why get one right now and just have an extra mouth to feed? All you need to know about sheep is an Age of Empire. That's true. You do gather. You've played Age of Empires then, Evan? Let's go. Because yes, that's correct. You do collect sheep at the very start. So anyways, he is on the board. Age 18, first investment, a good solid tangible investment, sheep. Getting in the livestock game. Love to see it. He was asking me, though, about some other stuff. So he's going to get a bank account set up, get a brokerage. And I was like, just VOO. Just keep it simple. VOO. Buy that. Just get a bison and start flipping people. I don't know. That could be a recipe for like lawsuits. So I'm props 8. You know I love you, but I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that investment thesis. But I still love you. But just because I love you doesn't mean I have to agree with everything. So yeah, I'm gonna pass on. I'm gonna go. In fact, I'm gonna go short that idea. I'm gonna buy some puts. That was a wild video though. Crazy video. Good luck with all the infections. Hated dog sheep. Well, good thing he's young and vibrant, and there it is. Everything you just described, he would look at it and be like, yeah, let's go. One of them, yeah, because we were getting a metal roof. One of them I was genuinely worried about yesterday. They had this gash in their leg, and it's bleeding everywhere. And I'm like, hey, I know I'm all right. So I kept asking, you all right? You doing all right? You feeling all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. But it was also in a spot where, like, when he would bend his knee, it would, like, rip it back open. So he's trying to put Band-Aid. It's just like, I'm telling you what. These are my people. The guys that are building my house are my people. Good people. Don't mind breaking a sweat. Don't mind going on a roof when it's 100 degrees out. They're not complaining, oh, it's too hot. They just get up there and they do it. Why is VOO better? I don't remember why I chose VOO over Spy. It might have been a slight. I can't remember why. But yeah, so Johnny, good question. I don't have anything against Spy. And really, I don't even remember why I ultimately chose VOO over SPY. I made that decision like, I don't know, what is it, 15 years ago? Yeah, maybe it's the betterment management fee. That could be it, Philly. Hey, sorry, I didn't enter it on the. I caught along from. That's right, Lexi. You don't always do trust me, bros. So when you do a trust me, bro, I believe you. So here we are pulling back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know they're Vanguard, but yes. Am I gonna say that you've made the worst life decision ever if you chose to do SPY other than VOO? No. Yeah, Philly, good call. Very good call. Good job going with the trend. Hey, JP. Okay, so slightly higher dividend. Yeah, check out if you don't mind, Johnny. What's the management fees between each? Since it sounds like you're kind of in the rabbit hole a little bit. Maybe they're the same now. I don't know. I think VOO, don't quote me. I think VOO also does something with options to help generate a little bit of a higher dividend. So I think that's where that higher dividend's coming from. I think, again, it has been years since I've researched this out, but I think VOO does something with options. It's in perpetuity, Rodrigo. So whatever deal you lock in, that stays with the life of the account. So, for example, Rodrigo, they were running a deal at one point. Usually, it's like a Christmas one, Black Friday, where if you pass and then on your first payout, they will refund you back whatever you bought the account for. However, that deal sticks with the account as long as you keep the account active, right? Because if you pull up the account, you can always reset it and try again. So therefore, that account is still active, and whatever promotion you got with it stays attached. In fact, I had a payment. Might have been my first. I can't remember. But there's been other people that are confused because they forget about the deal. And then on their first payout, they're like, wait, I got back more than I should have. Wait, maybe did I misunderstand something? And it's like, oh, that's right. I bought this account under that promotion 3 months ago. And they still honored it. So, yes, that was just my long answer of saying, yeah, whatever deal you buy, whatever the promotion is when you buy a certain account, that promotion sticks with the account for as long as for as long as you keep the subscription active or until you pass it. Right? Because that's what all the test accounts are. They are subscriptions. And then when you pass, then that's where the subscription ends. Hey, Spartacus. Yeah, so slightly better dividend and slightly okay. So slightly better dividend and slightly lower management fees. That checks out. Um yeah, so my favorite ETF would be this one, GCOW. I just understand what they're trying to do. That one makes perfect sense to me. So I like that one. What else? VOO. Like I said, I do VOO over. For like trying to take advantage of like the Nvidias of the world, whatever you want to call them, chip stocks. BTX is a CEF, pays a really good dividend. Oh my, okay. What's going on here? What's going on here? Sorry, we got to table that conversation. Cheers, Ronnie. Whoa. Okay, what's oil doing? Gold is going up. Oil is dropping. So maybe some kind of news here. Well, dang, that's a 100-point move. That's a 100-point move. Kind of sneaky. Yeah, 360 to 4. So 100-point move and going. Oil is dropping at the same time. So my guess is either there's a Trump tweet or there's some kind of news that'll be hitting the Twitter here in the next couple moments. That was yeah. Anybody that was feeling bearish biased, which I can understand why, they probably just got cooked. Again, that was over 100-point move right there. I don't know. Do you think the financial markets still react to that though? No, keep an eye. Yeah, keep an eye on Twitter. Made 200 on one micro. Nice. Oil coming back up. Roasted versus cooked. Yeah, I think. Oh, there we go. Pakistan and Iran explore path towards new talks with the U.S. and a China-initiated push. All right, that checks. See, isn't that crazy? Chart. The chart just even beats the news. Richard would have that power, Evan. Someone said, yes, exactly. But yeah, roasted versus cooked, I would equate those are the same. Not good. I mean, this is, well, then again, that was a 100-point move. Yeah, that was I mean, pretty big move. They will say that and then shoot. I do like Trump. Like what now? Whether or not he follows through with it, I'm well aware that's a whole separate category. But in the category of idea, I do like the idea. Hey, Iran, if you start damaging ships, we're just going to use the money that we've frozen. We're just going to use that to repair them. I'm like, okay, I like that stuff. Again, well, he's not. I'm not arguing whether or not he would actually do it. I'm not in that category. I'm just the broad idea. I thought that's an interesting idea. Okay, maybe a short here at VWAP. So I am. Yeah, keeping the West wild. All right. If you do use them, let me know. I trust you, so I'd trust your experience. I just don't like to jump on board every little prop firm that emails me. And I try my best not to just, whoa, hey, shut up. Oh boy. Something oil dropping back down again. Oh yeah, dang, big tick, that's rough. $4.40. This is for me deceivingly quick. I mean, big. $4.40, $5.40. So we're at another 100-point candle. 5 is way too much right now. 5 is way too big of size right now. These are actually really big moves. I better go to 3. Yeah, right. Oh, just kind of an over 130-point candle. Yeah, I don't. This is I've been a little caught off guard. Today, now I'm not saying today has like felt super slow, but it has felt slower than this all of a sudden just being a 130-point candle. Yeah, keeping the West wild. That sounds fair. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about Lucid, so you might want to go in that direction. Same with, Tradeify. But if you force me into a corner, again, you guys all know I am the only prop firm I've ever used is Take Profit Trader. So yes, Take Profit Trader. But per your situation, after you max out those 5 accounts, I think Lucid might be worth looking at. Not many liquidity sweeps. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I know, Greg. I recognize the name. I'm still saying, oh, brother, though. I think I'm getting better at recognizing the rage bait. And whatever you want to call it, rage baiting, just playing around. I guess playing around, like rage baiting is a form of playing around. So, but yeah, I did. Greg, I recognize your name. You're a long time name that's been around. So I'm not perfect at it. I'm not perfect at recognizing the rage baiting, but I think I'm getting better. Or else I'm just very delusional and I'm actually getting worse at it. That's always possible too. So right here, I mean, like, okay, well, let me buy this pullback. So just visually, without looking at numbers, this is like a pretty modest pullback. Pretty modest. Well, then let's actually look at the numbers. So this movement was here at 559, and it then dropped here. So we're talking about basically a 70-point pullback. So it's not like the chart has done anything crazy, but this is where, and it's been a while since we've had this conversation because we haven't really needed to. But this is where position size is very, very important. Because just looking at the chart, that does not look like a move that would cook an account. Wait, what are you talking about? It broke up, pulled back to basically the VWAP. How can it just, that's not a crash. Now, if this was like a red candle that came all the way down here, then okay, that makes sense. But this is just a relatively modest pullback. Nope, that was 70 points. And if your position size is off, a relatively modest pullback, just visually looking at the chart is enough to cook your account. So be aware of position size, and that's why I'm down to 3 now. There was a Trump tweet. Trump tweeted and said China and Putin said that he won't sell arms to Iran. I mean, is that believable or no? You're at 1 MNQ. Yeah, 3's probably still a little too aggressive, but I got some luxury on the day, so. That's what's weird. Even this candle here, don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's a good solid candle. Yeah, that's a nice little breakout. But this was like a 130-point move. The Trump tweet was 4 minutes ago. So this one right here was the Trump tweet? No. 11:16. So this was the Trump tweet. I don't know. All I know is that just watch your position size, folks. That's the only thing I know right now. Be aware of your position size. Or if you're like, whatever, all I'll say to you is code Clay. Code Clay. If you're going to say, no, I don't care about my position size, let's lock and load. Code Clay. Code Clay. Yeah, it does look interesting, but playing these movements are hard though. Not to mention, even from if you're thinking, I guess you could probably put a stop right. So even right here, if I'm like, okay, let's let the price come down here, and I'm gonna get in short right here. Let's just call it 475, and my stop is right there at 420. That's a 45-point stop. 45-point stop. Again, if your position size is too big, you will not survive a very modest, a very, reasonable stop, and from a chart perspective, you just won't survive it. Yeah, 1 and 2. And I even as weird as it sounds to say, even 3, I'm probably on the being a little bit too aggressive right now. Five was kind of crazy. 5 was crazy. But again, like I said, it kind of snuck up on me. I was doing 5, but I don't. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky. Look how tight this little candle is. So little small candles like this, then all of a sudden it could be a 40-point candle. I'd like a long down here. Unless this thing is just going to keep grinding upwards. It's so good. Come on, Amy, hit song. You know what? I have no idea why that song is in my head. I didn't even hear it on the radio. That's crazy. Where did that song come from? Okay, we're back at the 50 SMA on the 5-minute. God, I got to get the fan on, folks. Got to get the fan on. Let me know if the mic sounds bad all of a sudden, but it's getting... I can't wait to get out of this office. I know I said every day, and I'm sorry for apologizing, but man, I've been in this now for however long we've lived here. I cannot wait for the new house. Roof is coming along, so that's good. Guys are kind of under the gun, which is good. Deadlines are a good thing. But drywall starts August 3rd. So they got next week, they got a week to kind of button up several things. And then, yeah, it's drywall time. And then the siding showed up at the lumber yard yesterday. Concrete, maybe next week. But like I said, they got some other stuff on the inside they got to wrap up. So things are moving. I think some people are feeling some pressure, which is good. A little pressure never hurt anybody. A couple little deadlines here and there, not doesn't hurt anybody. Cabinet guy was out yesterday. He came out and was like taping stuff on the floor to help give my wife more like visuals. So things are moving. Oil tanking. I see what you did there. But all right, is this thing about... Oh, wait. Okay, look at the 5-minute. Look at the 5-minute. Right here at the 50 SMA. Do I try a short here? That's a problem. If I try a short here and put my stop up here, what is that? 25. Yeah, that's like a 35-point stop. I don't know if I want to take a 35-point stop. I mean, I guess I could if I had 1 MNQ, but I don't know if I feel like trading 1 MNQ. Okay, I'm going to try a short right there. Essentially a rejection. More so a fake break of that 50 SMA. That red line turns blue, I'm in. This is some weird... Like, now this candle is, like, having trouble moving at all. Okay, I'm in. Take the little scalpy scalp there. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Come again. Don't know why, but I like along here. Well, I think you have a very valuable piece of thing that you have realized. You don't know. So if you don't know why you like something, and maybe this is like the philosophical rabbit hole, but how can you know if you like it or not? I don't know why, but I like along here. Well, how can you like along if you don't know why? You know what I mean? So I would say if you don't know why, probably that's an indicator to just sit on your hands. Don't take the trade. To be fair, maybe I have on my tinfoil Speedo right now when I suggest that if you don't know why you like something, maybe that's a sign you're getting ready to force a trade, so maybe just don't take the trade. That's I don't think that's too crazy. Yeah, but usually if you listen to your loins, at least you have a like somewhat of an idea of why. Unless your why is my loin said so. Okay, yeah, so that's possible. All right. Gonna try a short up there. Now, if one of these 130-point candles shows up again, this will not be pleasant. This will not be pleasant. But gut feeling, a new. Okay, well. The amount of money you put in that trade, reversion, that'll tell us exactly. That'll make your trust of your gut very, very quantifiable. So how much money you putting in this trade? You look like a Speedo guy. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I still think three's reasonable. I don't think three's too crazy. Maybe a little crazy, but not like insanely crazy. Guess who? I don't know. I don't know. Have you been here before, the Wealth Loop? It's kind of weird when people are like, "Guess who's back?" It's like, well, I don't know, you, the one that just said you're back. You're back. Is that the get? Is that it? You? It's like punching someone in the face, and you're like, "Guess who punched him in the face?" It's like, well, you. That's one of the weird sayings I've noticed on live streams. People say, "Guess who's back?" You? Is this a trick question? It is. It is a Slim Shady lyric, but like the context here, it's like I don't know. Like I'm sitting there I'm eating a hamburger, and I'm like, guess who's eating a hamburger? You? Is that it, you? Hey, happy Friday to you too, Loud. Hey, good job, Bryn. Yeah, hey, 2 weeks, that's solid. Very good job, sir. Congrats. Now, are you doing the racehorse model? Do you already have other past accounts, or is that your only account that's passed? Man, the 5 is looking a little top heavy. Little top heavy on the 5-minute time frame. All my trained horses have injuries. So you have other past accounts already, Bryn? I guess what I'm trying to help you with some foresight is if this 150K account is going to be your only pro account, I can see you really, really trading scared because in your mind, you're going to do this game. This is the only account I have, And man, this thing took me 2 weeks to pass. So now you have all this emotional vested baggage in it. No, this is my only one. Yeah, well, I would say to get some other ones, or else I can really see you trading scared with it. Remember, there is no limit that you have to activate this account. There's no time limit with Take Profit Trader. So I think it would very, very much so benefit you to get at least another pro account. Or else you're going to be trading so scared. And scared money don't make money. I went way excessive. So I have over 10. Plus, Bryn, here's the other thing that we're trying to be proactive against. If you go with a 150K, and that's the only one you have, and then you cook it, you are going to be so mad. Why are you going to be so mad? Well, because it was your only one. It took you 2 weeks to pass, and now it's gone. But then they're going to dangle would you like to reset this? Would you like to reset this pro account? And then they're going to charge you $1,500, which is insane. So to try to be proactive against the temptation to reset for $1,500, let's just get at least another one there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can only have 5 active pro accounts, but you can have as many in the background that are passed. So as far as the racehorse model and the analogy, you can have as many racehorses as you want in the stable. You can only ever have a max, though, of 5 racehorses in action at once. Again, to clarify, I went a little excessive. But way back when I was kind of putting together the racehorse model, I was like, all right, I want to get 10. And it's like, okay, in hindsight, yeah, 10 was a little too bonkers. But like, I don't know, 2 or 3? I think 2 or 3 makes sense. Do you have more racehorses than... Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. When you said how many total do you have, I thought you meant like past accounts in the stable. I have more than 10 racehorses in the stable, which again is excessive. Is there a way to see how many you have in the background? Yeah, with Take Profit Trader, if you just go to, your dashboard, and then you can click on Past Test, those would be all your... That'd be how many you have in the stable. Right, that's true too, Philly. Yep, you have 2 right now. Yeah, and then the other cool thing is because trading has a weird way of making you think you have stuff figured out when you actually don't. The other nice thing about the racehorse model is it provides a proof of concept. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you pass and you're like, nice. You gotta, again, this comes with more experience, but you've got to be aware you might have just gotten purely luck. You might have gotten lucked out. Your strategy may be garbage, but your strategy just happened to be in a crevice of the market where it worked out. So, but I would hate for you to figure that out when you go and then turn that into a pro account and trade it, and you're like, holy crap, that strategy was actually garbage. Like, what just happened? Whereas if you say, okay, passed, let's get another one passed. Let's just make sure. Same strategy and see if you can pass another one. Okay, so not only are you building up your racehorse stable, which for all the benefits that we just discussed, not being tempted by the pro reset fee, not helping to not trade scared. Not only are you accomplishing those, but you're also developing proof of concept. Okay, yeah, actually my strategy did work, but I don't know, that's still only 2. Let's see if I can do same strategy. Let's see if I can do it again. And if you do another one, okay. At that point, it's seeming like you got a good, solid, valid strategy. But in developing that proof of concept, you also now are building up a racehorse stable. So there's all sorts of benefits that comes from just chilling out, building up a stable. Now, again, this model does not work at all prop firms, because some prop firms, as soon as you pass, you have to activate that account within a certain amount of time. But with Take Profit Trader, you do not. There is that requirement is not there. So that is again, racehorse model is specific to Take Profit Trader, because there are some assumptions in there that would not work on other prop firms. Like I said, the one example being, and I think it's Apex. Doesn't Apex say you have to activate your account within, 5 days or something? So right there, racehorse model is not going to work there. It's all over the place, Scorpion. Enough to make it worth my time, though. Does actually... You can just flip trade. This is a nice feature, not having to activate. Didn't realize that. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those just weird, like, it's one of those things where, I mean, Take Profit Trader, it's got so many good baked in things. And another one that always stands out is like their commissions. I had no idea that some prop firms and their commissions are insane. But Take Profit Trader, I want to say they're the lowest in the business. If they're not the lowest, they got to be like top 3 lowest commissions. So it's just a bunch of small little things that really do start to add up. But I really do think, wow, look at this 5 minute. Like, this is a pretty interesting chart. All these upper shadows, but this thing yet still refuses to roll over. So very kind of bizarre looking chart right now. Again, I've got to be bearish seeing all these sorts of candles. But at the same time, it gets a little tricky because, yeah, all these candles, yet the thing still refuses to roll over. So this is almost like, is this a short? Because the last 3 times the price was up around this area, it came back. In fact, as I say that out loud, I think I'm going to take a swing at it. Scorpion right here. On their site, if you just scroll down, right there. There's all the differences right there. All right, let's see if we can get some kind. Yeah, no, exactly. Setting a pro reset makes, I mean, given that to set one pro account is the equivalent of being able to buy like 5 or 6 test accounts, it's like, just have a little patience, use that same money, go buy 6 accounts, and let's say you blow up 3 of them, you're still coming out ahead because you could now still, in theory, have 3 pro accounts. Okay, here we go. We are right at those. Okay, let's try that. Right, I'm going to go up to 86. That 86, where this looks kind of random here on the 2 minute, but on the 5 minute, that is the 200 SMA. 5 minute is definitely dirty right now. Those 3 upper shadow candles followed by this. Very dirty. Very, very, especially when all those upper shadow candles were occurring near the VWAP. Dirty. There's a pivot up there? I don't see the pivot on my 5 minute. Look at these volume bar. What is going on? Oh, there we go. Okay, what? All right. This is a decision. Should I just be doing the 200 at the 2 minute? Is that the actual trade? I'm going to just stick with the 5 minute though. But maybe the 2 minute is what I should be following. But more so looking for the fake break of the 200 SMA here on the 2 minute. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this seems like one. As soon as I get in here, it's gonna then pop up and film me where I was originally wanted to get it filled. But this is looking so good. I'm just gonna go with 1 because I'm technically kind of breaking a trade plan. So there we go. I'm going with 1. Oh, doggone it! Why didn't I go with like 87? Why did I only go with 1? Idiot. Why I hate being irresponsible. Sometimes responsibility is the worst. Sometimes being a responsible trader is being like the dumbest thing you can do. Man, that's all trading is. Am I going to take the responsible pill on this trade or the degenerate pill? Man, degen mode on that one would have been so profitable. Doggone it. But that is also hindsight for you, right? So I say some of this in jest, but yeah, there is always like the degen voice that's always there, like, I was right here, brother. If you would have if you if you would have held my hand, I guess the degen voice smokes. If you would have held my hand, that would have been a huge trade, right? I guess I'm only going to speak for my voices, but I always have the degen voice that likes to pipe up when I choose to be responsible. And then had I been a degenerate, it would have been a huge gain. That degen voice. I'm over here. Yeah. Get out of here. If you would have gone degen, it was going to go. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that way. And sometimes it does do that, right? Because, of course, if I go degen and does the opposite, the degen voice starts laughing at me. And then the responsible voice has just got a tear down his face. Just like, in the arms of the... You know, that's how I visit in my mind. You know. But yeah, that one would have been very, very nice. Had I... But that, again, all kidding aside, that was the responsible thing to do. Because I was technically... No, I wasn't violating like a massive thing. But there was a little bit of a violation of what I told myself I wanted to do. Would love to see YOLO Fridays. Hey, if some of you want to buy me accounts, I might YOLO. I am open to the idea of a YOLO. And we can have, like, we'll have your name. Like, this YOLO Friday has been sponsored by whoever bought an account. I will sponsor? Okay, we'll have to talk. We got to figure out what the best way is. I got to figure out what would be the best way to sponsor. Like, I guess I don't know if I could do I don't know. No, I'm saying we'll take private trader. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to, no. But that does have an interesting ring to it. YOLO Friday. Sponsored by Greg Simons Jr. .3551. All right, this could be a long here. Pulling back, we're sitting here right at the VWAP, right at the 21 EMA. Did anybody actually take that short with me? Yeah, it's an interesting idea. You did, Jocko? Very good. The problem with YOLO Friday is one account, like, it could be gone in one trade. Like, so that, like, depends on, like, what kind of intensity of YOLO are we talking about? Like, full port max size? I did short to VWAP. Nice. Good trade. So that'd be the other thing that we have to define. What is define YOLO? That would be the other thing that we'd have to figure out. Minimum 50. Okay, so basically 5 NQs. So not YOLO in the sense of 150K account, 15 NQs. Not that type of YOLO. Okay. So I don't think silver's really a YOLO anymore, is it? Does silver even move? I have not looked at silver in months. Now silver 3 months ago or 4 months ago, yeah, for sure. Right, exactly, Greg. That'd be the thing. Or at least the YOLO part of it would be very quick. So, I mean, the dirtiness of this move is so dirty. Like this is this is true dirtiness, because when the chart looked like this, that's a bearish looking chart. Bearish looking chart big time. So you have people getting in short, thinking short, all of the above. And then this candle comes about, and I would assume knocks them all out. It even poked its head above that high to take out any stops that were above there. So this candle comes about, whoop, see you later, everybody that was very logically feeling short. And then the next candle, nope, right back down. Like savagery. Savagery. Same with this move here. Here's another one that I bet Cook counts today. Right there. In fact, I even alerted this one. Whoops. So in the community, I said basically look for an 480 break to the upside. Made sense. Had pulled back. We're sitting here at the overnight low, or I think, or is that the overnight high? It doesn't matter. Key level right there. And then the next candle, boom. So actually, assuming you're a scalper, I mean, even if you weren't, that still moved. Yeah, you still got a 30-point move from where I alerted it. So 30 points up through. But at this point, let's go. That's looking pretty bullish, right? Right? Boom. Savage. Savage. So if you played this long, don't sit there and like nitpick your journal entry. Just say, I got tricked. That's it. Tricky candle. Because everything right there, I can completely understand your rationale behind now starting to get long, bullish, blah, blah, blah. Totally makes sense. And then that's just how the market goes sometimes. So no need to beat yourself up in hindsight about that move. That thing was savage. Hey, rookie. Today makes me want to crash out. Uh-oh, Mango, be careful. Okay, yeah, this is I gotta do this long right here. Am I too late? Come on, there we go. Little pullback. Now let's go. Head back up. Or not. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see if the 21 EMA can be my friend. Let's see if the 21 EMA is going to be my buddy. All right, Connor's along with me. That's good. At least I know I'm not alone. Misery loves company. But hopefully, me and Connor will be partying it up here. VA close. All right, VA closure. She's with us too. So if this does not work out, I'm going to have plenty of shoulders to cry on. Get going, brother. Push. Push. Take that, scalpy scalp. That was a rule violation, by the way. I should have sold one there. I should have another one right here. And then I should be ready to trail my final one. Yep, there it is. So that's, yeah. Whoops. So now I should have one left and I should be trailing it. So that was a rule break. I don't know, Ferris. I don't know. Prop firms don't really work like that. Because when you're cooking accounts and using multiple accounts, it's not like one beautiful chart. I don't know. I'll put it this way, enough to make it worth my time. Yeah, ouch. The market is being merciful. The market is punching me in the face and reminding me, this is why you need to stick to your rules. Dang. Well, VA Closer and Connor. Hopefully you guys are still in it. But the 21 EMA was indeed my friend. Thank you, 21 EMA. Again, this green line here is the 21 EMA. Still in with a bad feeling. Huh? I mean, surely by now you can at least get your stop at break even, bare minimum. So how can you have a bad feeling? Trailed with the stop. Nice little trade. Good job, Mango. Agreed. I was just looking at that, Jocko. I was just thinking this seems to be kind of sort of some sort of like top channel here that might be the top of like you're saying the range. You don't trade well in ranges. Yeah, I can understand if you don't like ranges. This is seemingly starting to become a range. If that isn't that the worst, Matty Matt. Yeah, I've been. I think you trade long enough, you'll be there. Where you have your set of protocols, and then you let like an exterior person, news source, whatever, chime in, and then you listen to those, and it's like, ugh. But that's also why trading's hard. I'm not saying this is the case for you, Matty Matt, but in general, um, that you're what you're saying only works under the premise you actually have good rules, and I believe you have good rules. Now, if you have bad rules, then it's very, it would actually be a good thing for an exterior person to chime in and kind of critique something. So like that's where it's like, when is the next trade, Clay? It'll be in 3 minutes and 47 seconds, Vance. For all of you basketball fans. Oh, did he just announce it? So no, I thought I would, if I was a bet man, I would have thought Cleveland. But apparently I would have been wrong. Good thing I didn't put any trades on it. That had to have been like those, what are those sites where you can bet on pretty much everything? That had to have been like a pretty followed thing to bet on, I would think. Two-year, $8 million deal. Oh yeah, he's totally. I'll give credit too. That dude is purely playing for the love of the game at this point. $4 million a year. That is definitely not worth his time. But if he loves playing basketball, then it is worth his time. If he loves just hanging out with the boys, then that is a deal definitely worth his time. Then. Yeah. That is like that's $4 million a year. Is I don't know. Is his net worth over $1 billion or no? It's got to be close. Again, I'm not the hugest of LeBron fans, but I'll also give credit where credit's due. He seems to have always been good with his money. I still remember him like he's met up with Warren Buffett a couple of times. So I gotta think that he's sitting on a he is a billionaire. Yeah, right. That's why I'm saying like he's clearly to give credit to. He is playing for the love of the game at this point because $4 million a year is certainly not worth his time. But if he's doing it for the love of the game because he loves basketball, well then yeah, it is worth his time. All right, here we go. Maybe a short here. Come up, hit that yellow line, and then I'll throw my short in. Okay, there we go. See if it wants to get rejected back down. Just trying to trade the range. Trade the range, they tell me. Oh, come on. Come on. Trying to trust the range. Are you kidding me? I'm adding. If this were to come back down here, that'd be so pretty. I'll add in another 3 at the red line, but only if it comes down. As we just wait. Yeah, all right, I got to put my stop right there, and I am going to get stopped. Well, somehow it looked like it hit my stop, but nothing. All right, all right, come on down. Come on. Come on. I'm looking to add at the red line. Trying to trust the top of the range, trust this 200 SMA. I did add. Come on. Come on down, brother. You're kidding me. All right, out. Well, that was not a fun one. Oh, crap. And I stopped myself out literally at the worst. Doggone it. I literally just stopped myself out right at the 200 SMA. Whoops. I lost track of the 5-minute. That's not where you really want to be getting stopped out on the short side, right at a key level of resistance right that. I lost track of it though. It might explode up. It could. Good thing I had a stop in though. But it could also get smacked back down by the 200 SMA. Hey, is Bowser going to be here, do we think? Is Bowser going to be here? I can't believe I stopped out at the 200 SMA on the short side like that. Mario knocked him out. Who's Mario? Oh, that's irritating. Just because the market actually is making perfect sense right now. It makes perfect sense in my mind why the price is, has come back down from here, and yet I lost track of what makes sense, and I did what did not make sense. I would just love to comment on one of your recent videos. I didn't mean to be rude. You seem like a decent dude. Just unsure, I guess. I just left a comment. What'd you leave a comment on, Daniel? What'd you say? Oh, were you the one that? Yeah. Were you the one that commented in hindsight a little bit? Something about you knew like the candle was gonna, or what was it? Yeah, yeah, something about you taught us something, but then like, then you had a little bit of hindsight. I think I remember your comment. Yeah, if I'm remembering the right comment, I was just trying to refer to. It's like I see what you're saying, and you know what, you're right. Like, why did you do that? It went down. Basically, like, okay, you teach us it would go down in that situation? And it's just like, well, yeah, but had it broken out, you could very easily have been saying, "Hey, man, great breakout trade. It went up just like you taught us." So it's like my point was like there's a little bit of hindsight confirmation bias. Sorry, I'm not sure. What are you asking, Vance? I got melted this morning when I ran to the bathroom. Yeah, short from. Oh, that was someone else. Then I have no idea what you're talking about, Daniel. I don't know what comment you would have left that I thought was rude. Vance, I don't know. What does your strategy say? Does your strategy say you should short at 600, Vance? Yes, that's checking, period. Just use our checkbook at Chase. It'll be those numbers across the bottom, period. One is the routing number, the other is the account number, period. Routing number, I think, is 9 numbers. I'll copy and paste it. It was on your cooked video. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look at it sometime, but that's fine, Daniel. I mean, noted. I have noted that when I go back and look at it, I'll keep in mind now that you've clarified you're not trying to be rude or trying to troll or anything like that. Okay, so Vance, you're going to get in at 600. Fair enough. Where'd your stop be? I get it. You're looking for 15 points. Who's that? Question mark. It's not the concrete guy, is it? Oh, just another day of trying to build a house. Just another manic Friday. That's good. That's good. One of our okay, the chimney part was shipped. That's good news. Entry 590. $590. Oh, 618. Oh, looking for a long. Gotcha. Roger that, top 40. I appreciate the numbers. That's a sign of courage right there. All right, orange line here is the previous session close, which, I don't know, I like that level. For some reason, the price does seem to care about it. Will it care about it here? I guess we'll see. And I'm going to take a swipe at it. There we go, little scalpy scalp. Entry 590. Good job. Yeah, nice job, top 40. You basically nailed the top of that one too. See, isn't it way better than that? When you give us 3 numbers ahead of time, like top 40 did, it's just better that way. So much better than the trust me, bro. What's the trust me, bro? When somebody shows up and they're like, hey, I got long right here. It's like, okay, I mean, maybe you did, but this is the internet. Maybe you're just living in your mom's basement eating SpaghettiOs and just talking out of your backside. But when you call it in real time, so much better. So good job, top 40. Yeah, it comes out of our checking account. You showed me to use stop loss. Remember, I never use stop loss. No, I'd be lying if I do try to remember something about everybody. I really do. But like I said, I'd be a liar if I said I remembered every detail about everybody. So no, I did not remember that you used to not use a stop loss, but I'm glad to hear that you used one now. It's been a long time since I've had SpaghettiOs, but I'd like to have them again. I remember them being delicious. In fact, maybe we do SpaghettiOs tonight for movie night. No, I can't do that. Domino's is running the best deal ever right now. Up to 7 toppings, large pizza, $9.99. So while that deal's going, that's going to be the meal. I think it's only got a week left. They are gross. Stop. Now, Daniel, that sort of comment's rude. That sort of comment I will not stand for. You can call me the worst trader ever. You can say whatever you want. But don't you go SpaghettiOs like that. Don't you even think about it. I mean, there's nothing more crazy you could have done. Domino's used to be good. No, you should try them again, Levi. You should try them again. I know Domino's went through a really rough period. Then I don't know if somebody bought them out or they got new management, but they're better. Do your kids like anything but, yeah. There's a variety. Some of them like spicy stuff, so they'll like jalapenos. Some of them like pineapple. Papa John's or Domino's? Papa John's was always... So when we lived in Kansas City, we had a Papa John's that we'd get all bit, and that butter dip. Is there any... I don't think it's possible. Okay, outside of cigarettes. Is there anything that just visually looking at it, it's like, that is so not healthy. But their butter dipping sauce, oh my goodness. I just want to bathe in it. I want to figure out how I can get that to come out from my shower spigots. So delicious. But, I mean, let's be serious. That stuff is bad for you. Just like, this cannot be good. But that stuff is so good. Okay, if you don't like Domino's, then you're just I'm not sure. You're making poor life decisions. Thank you, Tiger Balm. He has clearly made smart life decisions. Anything with red 40 in it. I mean, isn't that all pizzas? Does Domino's use red 40? Pizza is too expensive. They never run any good deals. But yeah, when you got 6 kids, I'm telling you right now, their former deal, $7.99 carryout, 3 topping, large, was great. Then COVID hit, and inflation hit everything, and inflation hit that in regards to now it's $7.99. I still remember the day it broke my heart. All of a sudden, it was $7.99 carryout for 2 toppings. I'm like, oh no, shrinkflation. And then $7.99 large pizza, 1 topping. I shed some tears and I said, you know what? Kids, we got to just get used to liking 1 topping. Use the 20% off. They have it every day. Yeah, but the math still doesn't work out because that's based on normal pricing pizza. Yeah, like prop firms do because it's just common pricing. They jack up their normal prices so much that with the 20%, it's still kind of like that's their normal price. But even with the 20% off, it's still a better deal to do the $7.99 1 topping. Little Caesars hot and ready was okay. Yeah, I've done that one, but I will listen. I have the taste buds of a caveman, so I'm not like you. Don't want to ask me, Clay. What are your thoughts? You will not get a sophisticated answer. But so when somebody like me is saying, yeah, I don't know, Little Caesar is hot and ready, that kind of was like cardboard tasting, I'll still eat it because, again, I am a caveman. But, yeah, Little Caesars, even I will concede that was a little sketchy. I will consider that. I will consider getting because we do like pizza. So, James, that is something that I could see myself looking into. Especially my wife. My wife makes a really good pizza because she uses the like sourdough discard because my wife does sourdough, and like the discard she uses, and it's really good. So she's done some. My wife does a great breakfast pizza, so good. So much effort though, but it's so good. Not much insults my taste buds. Yeah, here, same. Does Clay? Oh, that'd be great if it worked there. I guess I've never tried it, so in theory, maybe. Okay, thinking about along here. Long at the green line. Trying to buy the pullback. I mean, yeah, I will wave the white flag that possibly pizza in Italy might be better than Domino's. I'm willing to I'm willing to consider that. Mountain Mike's Pizza. That local? Must be local. I don't know what movie. That's a good question. Did I tell you what we watched last week? Talk about a blast from the past. Free Willy. Been trying to get long here. I'm a pizzaholic. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you're in not that I've been to New York, but definitely my understanding is there's sort of like a lot of pizza in New York. No, I think Never Ending Story would freak him out. That one's got that's kind of like I don't know. I'm not quite isn't yeah, that's one with the big dog. Isn't there some weird stuff in that one? I think I remember partially being scarred by it as a child. No, stay strong, Mango. Yeah, am I wrong, No Soup? Isn't there some weird stuff going on? I'm sure it was written by a bunch of like dudes on drugs, probably. Youngest jet is a little over 2. Oh, isn't okay. Is that where the horse like dies in the quicksand? Is that what scene you're talking about? Horse dies in quicksand. Yeah, and okay, officially, yes, I was scarred by it as a child. Yeah, the marsh. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, see, there we go. I told you I was scarred. That's how. Agreed. Agreed. The horse scene made you sad because you're a human being. I can't believe they did that in a kids movie. That was crazy. I have to try along here. This is looking pretty hammerish. Okay, I'm long. I'm long. Oh, you little tease. I hate when it shows you that green and then as fast as it shows up, it's gone. I'll take that skip. Have you ever been in Italy? No, I've never tried. The only, I guess the farthest I've been away would be Hawaii. I've been to Canada once in high school for a baseball tournament, and then I went to Mexico once. But yeah, like my furthest distance ever traveled, still technically United States, but would be Hawaii. I'm not huge into traveling. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. Okay, maybe I might hop back in here long. We'll see how this thing continues to develop. Wide range to find an appropriate movie. Oh yeah, no, yeah, Evan, yes, that is our oldest, who's 14. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, is she about to be 15? But no, she turned 14 in April. She's kind of like she's a good sport. She's very joyful, but like you can tell she's kind of biting her thumb. So we got to remind her, listen. This is what me and mommy had to do with you when your age. Me and mommy did not necessarily want to watch. I don't know, whatever movies, those movies. But like you got you're kind of just doing your time now. But on the flip side, I will say the younger kids, they sure are getting to see movies that Joy never got to see at her age. So I would say before I had kids, the whole birth order thing, I was like, birth order, that no. There is so much science and so much truth behind birth order. Like depending on where you were born, oh my goodness, that makes such a difference. Day trader, shorting now. Why did you change your name, Space Jam? Why did you do that? You changed your name. You didn't change your avatar though. I like it. Okay. Well, you know what I like? I like 3-numbered trade plans. That's what I like. So help a brother out. Yeah. Somebody mentioned earlier LeBron James to the 76ers. What's a good film you've seen recently? I have not. I've been talking with the guys at the job site, and they're some of them are in like their 20s. One has one kid, the other one no kids. So they look like movies, and I can talk like old school movies, but like recent ones, I'm like, yeah, I'm just at the stage of life where when I'm watching a movie, it's like Monsters Incorporated or Free Willy or The Mighty Ducks is a great movie still. Sandlot, great movie still. But yeah, I'm not like, I can't say that we're sitting down and like with the kids. All right, kids, we're gonna watch the Departed tonight. All right, kids, gather around. We're watching The Godfather. It's like, nah. Kids, it's U.S. history time. We're gonna watch Saving Private Ryan. So yeah, short guys. Okay, Day Trader 2, you are right on the edge of getting the boot. because you know what you're doing is obnoxious, yet you're still doing it, which tells me you're either a moron or you're trolling. I don't think you're a moron, so you're just trolling. So which way is it going to be? Are you going to actually start to give some valid trade plans or just yap? Which way we're going to go, Space Jam? Have you shown them the Iron Giant? We have. Oh, man, that's a good one. I may or may not have wanted to shed a tear, but I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. Anyways, next topic. I don't want to talk about the Iron Giant. Big Short might be a little over their heads. Memorial Weekend is... I don't like Saving Private Ryan. That's too realistic. Spielberg did too good of a job. I don't like that one. Like, I know war is hideous, but do I actually want to see what war is really like? Yeah, maybe it's good for me. Probably is. Makes me appreciate it more, but man, war is a horrific thing. Okay, yeah. Well, deal. Well, I'll show him the Wolf of Wall Street instead. What about the one with the toaster and home appliances? I don't know which one you're referring to there. Yeah, we don't do. I'm not. Yeah, I have a spicy opinion on horror movies. I've shared it before. I always wonder. I wonder how many people will never be back because of my opinion on horror movies. I wonder how many people it offends. You know. Yeah, I never saw Band of Brothers, but I remember that one being super popular. Brave Little Toaster. Don't get me wrong, Saving Private Ryan's very good movie, but just too accurate. It's something like I seen that once, I'm good. Yeah, we've seen Willy Wonka, although that one's pretty freaky. Yeah, Jurassic Park, not quite. Some of our kids are pretty soft-hearted, so it's like, yeah, I really don't feel like so-and-so sleeping in her bed for the next 2 weeks. Never seen Enemy of the Gate. Yeah, Band of Brothers, that sounds, yeah. Fast and Furious, never gotten to those ones. I like women, so I never did really get into Fast and Furious. But a part of that is a good one. Serpent, he got it. He got it. I mean, I only got one. Oh, come on. That was funny. Your kids don't get the soft-hearted. I actually am soft-hearted. Believe it or not. There's a reason why my soft-heartedness is why I don't mind dropping the hammer on somebody. Because if I'm dropping the hammer on somebody, it's because I'm trying to help them because I'm soft-hearted. The hard-hearted person is like, that person's an idiot. Because I'm hard-hearted, I'm not going to help them. Screw them. But no, I actually want to help idiots. And I want to help them because I am soft-hearted. Like, if you're being an idiot, my argument is I should at least try to help you see why you're becoming an idiot because that'll help you in life. Now, that does come across as like, why are you arguing with idiots? Because I'm soft-hearted and trying to help them not be an idiot. I can't help it because I'm soft-hearted. Which can be taken advantage of. Because, yes, trolls can take that and then, kind of waste my time and other people's time. Because I am actually trying to help people. And I'm not good with words, so sure, yeah, I got to be a little blunt at times. Unleashed with Jet Li. Again, okay. My youngest is a little over 2. Our oldest is 14. So yes, The Departed, not gonna fly. Some sort of horror movie, definitely not gonna fly. So that is the context we're talking in right now. I will try along again if it comes back down here. I like to push idiots off. Again, if an idiot wants to walk off the cliff, I will try to help them see and help them change from being an idiot. But if an idiot wants to stay an idiot, then yeah, at some point you got to let them walk off the cliff. So PG-13 movies. Okay, Levi, you do not have kids, do you? Levi, how old are you? You're like 22. That's my guess for Levi. 22. 24. See, I can tell. And no kids, right? No kids? Yeah, there we go. That all makes sense. Why are you recommending PG-13 minutes to like a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old? My kids wouldn't watch old Disney films. Yeah, Disney, like... we were talking about that on the job site a few days ago. Like, has anybody ever seen Peter Pan? Woo! In fact, the copy we saw, there's a big disclaimer. Before, like, you had to, like, read this big old disclaimer before watching Peter Pan. Batman, the animated series, good. That is good. I could see myself watching that again. That is a good one. I remember that. That was after school. Yeah. Get home after school, watch that one. Again, I'm looking for a long, potentially down around here. Never saw the clone. That was a little bit after my time. Assuming you're talking about the cartoon. Yeah, what year was Clone Wars? Yeah, that had to been. Yeah, that was not my time. I was. Okay, Levi. I say this all due respect. Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I'm not gonna really. I mean, yeah. So what's your Levi? Are you single? Are you like what are you doing here, Levi? What's going on with you? Other than recommending PG-13 movies to 2-year-olds, what are you up to? What's your story? Monsters Incorporated, that's a good one. Yeah, we like that. We like Monsters University better though, but that one is still good. This is called Volume Profile. Like 07 maybe? Yeah. 07 I was getting ready to. What was I doing in 07? Oh yeah, out in Kansas. Okay, here we go. Okay, I will buy if it comes back up. Yeah, exactly. Agreed, Daniel. Yeah, we don't do a whole lot of screen time. That's why Fridays are very kind of a big thing. Because the most time it's like go play outside, read a book, listen to an audiobook, but we try to definitely limit the screen time. You read? Okay, that's cool that you read. Very good. I'm guessing you read Emerson, Beethoven, Bach. Whoa, okay. That was a bit of a spicy move. Well, on that note, I'm glad I waited for confirmation. It never came back up, therefore I never bought. Therefore I avoided what would have been a losing trade on that one. Yeah, good old Khan Academy. Yeah. That's a cool story. What he started off because he wanted to help his niece, I think, with math, and then it just grew from there, and yeah. No, I play all over. Levi, I am a politician. I'm a politician as all, well, I don't know about all traders, but I think a lot of traders, you need to be a good politician where you will flip flop so fast. Levi, I could be the most bullish person you ever met. And then 3.2 seconds later, I'm the most bearish person you'll ever met. I have zero loyalties. My only loyalty is to Barbara. That's it. And Bowser. And Bowser. Hey, what's up, Bluefish? These fills are so bad. I don't know if I can keep this trading. What do you, in what sense are bad? Like getting full fills? Yeah, no, that's I mean, I don't have mind having biases, like having a bullish bias, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I have no loyalties. Like if I need to dump that bias, I will punch that bias. I will go politician flip flop mode so quick, make your head spin, boy. There's nothing more freeing than just being able to admit you're wrong, right? Okay, I'm bullish bias. Right, some people they'll take that bullish bias to the grave. Everything else is pointing like you were wrong. It's actually should be bearish, but because their ego is too big, nope, bullish. It's like, dude, it's liberating to be able to admit you're wrong. It's so liberating, especially in trading. Eli is up only to the moon for Eli. So we got the extreme heat. So who's got the hot weather coming? Sunday 95 degrees, Monday 96 degrees. And then of course the feel like temperature probably up over 100. 105 here. Okay, well, also name your location. I live, well, okay, yes. Okay, let me put it this way. Assuming you don't live in the middle of a desert, who has hot weather coming? So what I'm trying to imply is like, who is in a spot where it's kind of hotter than normal? Yes, if I was said, if I told somebody, oh, random fact, random weird thing. I still remember as a kid, they'd always have like in the newspaper. That's a piece of paper for you younger folks. They'd always have like world cities and then their temperatures on the weather page. And I swear, in fact, New Delhi would always, if not, no, okay, always is a strong word. Would more times, world cities temperatures today. Okay, let's see. New Delhi, if they were not the hottest, there was always up there. We're gonna check this. Let's see. Okay, let's look for New Delhi. I bet New Delhi is insanely hot. LM New Delhi 89. Okay, let's see. Okay, Havana's got him beat. See what I mean? Look at this. 89. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, who is that? Baghdad crushed them. Still though, see New Delhi. Why I'm remembering this all of a sudden, I do not know. Okay, Cairo's got him beat. I guess makes sense. Egypt. Ooh, Doc Seoul. Who's this? Dubai, Doha, or more desert. So anyway, I just remember like if so. In other words, if somebody throws at you, give me a hot place, just say New Delhi. You have good odds of it being hot there and probably being one of the hottest spots in the entire world at that moment. That's true. Oh man, this guy's thumbnail says live trading. Pulls it up when we're talking temperatures. To be fair, in the thumbnail, in parentheses, it also says and chit chat. So in all actuality, I'm not off topic. That was just part of the chit chat. I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan in 03. Yeah, my brother-in-law was just saying that is like a whole another level of heat. Like even if you want to, well, that's just dry heat. There's no humidity over there. It's dry heat. He's like, yeah, dry heat is still very, very hot. That was a toasty day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you put in like military uniforms on top of all that. All right, so on the 5 minute here, we're sitting right above, right at the 21 EMA. So I could see this potentially being a bounce point. So I am looking for a potential long here. We're in a heat advice. Yeah, our heat advisory in Iowa starts on Sunday. Okay, here we go. Okay, looking for a long at the green line if it wants to come back up. Yeah. You know, it wouldn't have been too hot if it wasn't for that uniform. It was the uniform. It was that tipped the scale. All right, never mind. All right. Okay. I'm gonna just buy at the VWAP. A little bit of a miniature knife catch here. I should probably move it down, huh? To all these lows. Oh, Duck Soul! I am totally doing that. Oh, 501. Oh no, never mind. False alarm. That's not quite what I was looking at. Yeah, I'm gonna come down here. So yes, this is a knife catch. Now, is it like a degenerate knife catch where I'm just randomly buying? No, there's some logic behind it. Yeah, so looking for a fake break of VWAP here. Hey, Sugar's here. Mango was here earlier. We're just missing Blueberry, and Big Mama, sadly, has not been around the past couple of weeks. I don't know what happened to Big Mama. Yeah, Cam, quite a few choices. One of those where you kind of just got to pick with it, and then it is what it is. Yeah, I agree. I like the ones where like there's not a bunch of choices. It just right there, right there. I don't remember what I had to search for VWAP. All right, just there might be a quick spike down. Let's see. Or is it going to bounce right off VWAP? Like I said, I'm looking for the fake break of VWAP. See, now I'm wondering, is three, like, could I go back up to five? It's been a while since we've had some sort of like huge 100-point candle. So maybe I could go back up to five and MNQ. Hey, what's up, Maddie Dented? What are you guys doing for the weekend, by the way? I got quite a bit to do over at the new property. Gonna do some more picking up, stuff like that. So I gotta mow the lawn. Should probably do that. Yeah, this week going to, or yeah, tonight, Domino's movie night. Yeah, what are you guys doing this weekend? Oh, you're saying you're going to Domino's. Well, bless your heart, Daniel. Ooh. Yeah. The robots are taking over. Our Roomba we use for our sweeper, that thing's nice. All right, is it really just going to bounce right off VWAP here? Maybe that is the play. Not waiting for the fake breakdown. Chipping away at 2 evals. Been a tough session for Doric. Massive red. Dang, good comeback, brother. That's got to feel good going into the weekend. I have a pale spot on top of my head. I have a pale spot on top of my head like coin sizes. I don't know. Have you been out in the sun a lot or something? Or are you telling us that this weekend you're going to go to the doctor? All right, this thing's about to sucker me in. Because this VWAP, so I don't know. I might regret this decision, but it's looking good here. Gonna look for a part-time job. Hey, what are you thinking for a part-time job, Alfonso? I like that attitude, brother. Streams of income, let's go. That's right, you dirty rat. The good kind of dirty rat, though. I appreciate that hustle. That's good stuff there, boy. Come on. Trying to get long there. Real estate, dividend portfolio, claytrader.com. And then I guess under claytrader.com, have the private community, have the mentorship, have the YouTube channel, have the live stream. I guess that's a subcategory of YouTube. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff. Farmland, although I guess I would say farmland's within the category of real estate. Private lending, although once again, well, that's not all on real estate though. So like private lending I like to do. Which I would argue, I think that, so if someone were to say, Clay, in your opinion, what is a good endpoint for like finances? I would say private lending. Like lenders have it made. Like think about the bank, they lend on your house, they just sit back and you pay them every month. Are they actually doing anything? I mean, sure, they're taking on a little bit of risk, but like if they do their job right, the risk is kind of covered. Hence, like they should at least require bigger down payments. So yeah, a lot of it is private lending these days. I love private lending. Clay RC. Yeah, oh yeah. I still buy I buy stocks every month. Okay, here we go, maybe. That green line turns blue, I'm in. I have no opinion on copper. I don't own copper. I have not looked into copper, so yeah, no opinion. No, I don't want to buy any new businesses. I just like to lend. Do you make as much money lending? No, not really. But like I said, and I've talked about this, at my stage of life and of my stage of financial goals, blah, blah, I'm after the passive income. So yeah, what I'm doing, am I going to score like a massive home run? No, but I'm not looking to necessarily grow my capital. I'm looking to just turn my life into a cash cow where every morning I wake up and I have the choice. Do I feel like doing anything today? And if I choose to answer that question, no. I'm going to lay in bed all day long, eat Sour Patch Kids, and watch Matlock. If I'm going to do that, will my bills still get paid? That is what I'm after. I want my bills to still be paid, even if I choose to lay in my bed all day, eating them juicy Sour Patch Kids, watching Murder, She Wrote, Yeah, I'm coming down here at this point. Yeah, more time. Okay, like I said, the older you get, the more you appreciate time. And it's like, yeah. So which is why for me, SpaceX, I don't have any interest in SpaceX because I'm not in that phase of life. If you're looking to grow capital, then yeah, I can understand why you'd want SpaceX. Because if SpaceX goes big, then yeah, you can turn a smaller amount of capital into a bigger amount. But like I said, I'm not in that phase. My question is, will did SpaceX pay a dividend? If no, well, then I'm not interested because I want that passive income. How do I know trading isn't right for me when? Well, no, I never want you walking away from it because if you walk away, Krista, then you don't hang out here anymore. So I cannot actually give you a good answer because I have a conflict of interest. See, that's the problem. If I like you, can I actually give you good advice? If the advice might imply you're not going to hang out here anymore. I do have some bonds, yeah. Correct, Levi. Agreed. I don't know. It's really different for everybody. Let me tell you what it's not. A sign that you're not meant to be a trader or that you should give up is, oh man, I just cooked my 5th eval. No. That is a drop in the bucket. Now, oh man, I've been treating this seriously the entire time and I just cooked my 1,000th account. Maybe that's when you start to have that discussion with yourself. But yeah, oh man, I give up. I've cooked 8 accounts. It's like, wait, what? So that would be a sign where I would disagree. Thousands was just a number. I don't know. I realize you could do 1,000 pretty quick if you're buying $3 Apexes and cooking them 20 at a time. So I was, okay, here we go. I can't talk. Oh, are you kidding me? Fine, I'm going down there at this point. Yeah, Stomo, Chris, email me, clay@claytrader.com, and I can send you a link to the replay. Clay@claytrader.com. Yeah, 5,000. Again, if you are treating this seriously and you're trying to learn and you're going back and reflecting on blown accounts and all that sort of stuff, 5,000 is an insane amount. If you're just a degenerate, though, I can see 5,000, right? If you're loading up on dirt cheap ones, 20 at a time. So, I mean, like I said, there's this is not a black and white. But yeah, somebody that cooks an account and it's like, okay, let's truly reflect on this. What's going on? Somebody like that, I mean, cooking 1,000 accounts, I would assume that they would have learned a whole lot by number 1,000. But the person that just cooks is like, reset, like, okay, you're not really here to be serious. You're more of a degenerate. There's also, yeah, again, so for that person, I'm not really sure trading is cut out for them. Assuming they're trading. But it sounds like they might be more of like a degenerate, not a trader. Pattern date. Yeah, PDT's been eliminated, but it's never applied to futures anyways. That's right, yeah. Yeah, you got to follow the manipulation in order not to cook the account. Correct, yeah. You got to be Bowser. Hey, what's up, Hack? Hey, Rogue. How's it going? Win-loss ratio helps, and personally, I'm not a huge fan of the of win-loss ratios because it's possible to be at a 95% win rate and not be profitable. It's also possible to be at a 30% win rate and be profitable. No, Maddie. I am a moron, but I'm not that much of a moron. Yeah. That's the crazy thing about prop firms. So if your buddy ever went to outside of prop firms, I'm not saying he wouldn't find success, but there would be a lot he'd have to revamp. Not saying he wouldn't be able to, but even me, like I've had to revamp quite a bit because this is not the same as like having your own funds, thousands of dollars. So it is still trading, but it's a little bit, it's a different type of trading. Right, no, I understand that. That's why I'm saying he would have to revamp some things. He would not be able to get away with what he's doing now. Same as me. What I'm doing now, if I did this like with my own funds, oh boy. So yeah, I kind of like am working. So usually the critique is, well, these prop firm traders, they'd never survive with their own funds. It's like, well, yes, what they're doing right now, I agree they would not survive. But what they're doing right now makes sense within the context. So yes, they might have to change some things, but just because you don't have or just because you're having success in prop firms does not mean like you therefore have zero chance. No, you'd have to change things, but that doesn't mean that you want to be able to figure it out. I'm like in the reverse. Like I'm coming from years and years and years and years and years and years trading my own funds. And then I do this prop firm stuff. I'm like, wait a second. I don't have to quite be that rigid. In fact, I can be a little bit more flexible here because the math is a little different. So like I've had to like reverse differently. Like my brain has had to be unwired in some senses and just help me realize, oh, okay. Yeah, I can actually take a huge swing there. And if I'm okay, if it doesn't work out, oh well. But like how I use, like when your own money's on the line, if you take a huge swing and it doesn't work out, I mean, you got to be prepared to take a huge chunk out of your account. I don't know. That's where it becomes you. I understand what you're saying. Becomes less disciplined, but sometimes less disciplined is the wise thing to do. Like if you're defining less discipline as taking a massive swing, yeah, I mean, if that's only your own funds, that's super sketchy. But in the prop firm landscape, I could see where that less discipline is actually the smart thing to do. Because again, the numbers are just different. The consequences are simply different. And that's, as I've said many times, that is a prop firm's ultimate superpower. Not the ability to leverage, not the ability to scale, not the ability to copy trade. Those are good things. But I would say the ultimate superpower is the prop firm is the ability to reduce consequences. And I like reduced consequences. I think, especially if you're new and trying to learn, if you can learn the same exact lesson for way less money, I mean, I think the math suggests learn the same exact lesson for less money. Crap. I don't like that anymore. I'm getting distracted, yeah. I do not like how this has now failed, so come down here now. Yeah. A little some, but it all depends. So if I get a pro account paid off and I'm at a really good ROI, could I see myself full porting it, taking a big swing? Yeah. Because it's already paid for. It's free money at that point. Right? I'm already in a winning trade. Now, do I do that a lot? No, but like if I see a setup I absolutely love, am I opposed to taking a really big swing at it? Well, no, because if it's already paid for and I'm already at a great ROI, then my risk reward is pretty much all upside at that point. Yeah, but here's the problem, Hack. Here's the problem with your thoughts. And this is, and you can ask anybody that's used their own money. We all tell ourselves, I want to be more disciplined. I want to be disciplined. I'll even accept the argument that, yeah, it's you're going to have more motivation to be more disciplined with your own funds than prop because you know in prop, it's not a whole lot that's actually at risk. So you'll even have more motivation to be more disciplined with your own money. But here's the problem. There is no such thing as a flawless trader. There is nobody that is always perfectly disciplined. So with that fun fact established, when you have a bad day, not if, when you have a bad day, and if you're in your own funds, even if you have way less bad days with your own funds, bad days can get really, really bad. And when bad days, that's all your money, uh-oh. So yeah, you might be a little bit more loosey goosey with a prop firm. I agree, but you're not going to be perfect with your own funds. And to sit there and say, well, because I'm going to be always disciplined because it's my own funds, or I'm going to have more motivation to be more disciplined because it's my own funds. I accept that premise. I agree. You will be more disciplined, or you'll have more motivation to be disciplined if you use your own funds. But you're not a perfect person. Something is going to happen. You're going to have bad days. Many people here that have a track record of trading and have used their own funds, if they're honest, they'll say, yeah, that's true. Yes, I want to be disciplined, but I've had bad days. And those bad days can spin out of control a lot. So, yeah. At the end of the day, the math, it's just, why would you not? It doesn't matter. Using a prop form is discipline, though. That's the thing. Like, I understand what you're saying. Well, I'm scared. I want to teach myself discipline. I'm telling you right now, the math says using the prop firm is discipline. Is discipline. Because when you have your risk very, very small relative to what you paid for your account, that is a form of discipline. In fact, that's like a very, very good type of discipline. How are you always up at least 500 on one account every single day? Well, see that black magic, you got to show up more. You got to show up more, brother. In fact, if you had shown up yesterday and watched yesterday's 11 a.m. chat, you would not have been making that comment. I assure you, I'm not always up. Again, here's this, bad timing, because just yesterday at 11 a.m. So I think it was at the 18-minute mark. So go watch yesterday's live stream, 18-minute mark. You'll now understand why that was kind of a bad timing remark for you to make. Exactly. You need discipline in trading regardless of props or personal. I'm just saying the discipline is a little different. Both are discipline, they're just different types of discipline. But I still argue there is actually nothing more disciplined you can do than do, especially in futures, because futures are so bonkers, than to use a prop firm. Because again, your risk is capped at whatever you buy the account for. So like that is your risk. You buy the 50K of purchasing power for 102. 102 is your risk. If you go and lose 2,000, that doesn't mean you lose 2,000 out of your pocket like it would if you're using your own funds. It does mean you lose the account, which means if you spent 102 on the account, you lost 102. I'll take a $102 loss any day compared to 2,000. Niner just got to do base hits. Got to be aggressive. If you sit back and take those big swings and go for home runs, you can beat it. It's way more tricky that way. Not being able to hold Troy. Well, I mean, Matt. Matt, you're just not a day trader. I concede. If you are a swing trader, prop firms are not going to be for you. That is why my thing is very specific. If you are a day trader, the most efficient way to day trade is to day trade futures through a prop firm. But yeah, what you described is definitely not a day trader, Matty Matt. So yeah, you are not in the. I am not speaking to you with my claims. Forex prop firms for swing trading. Oh, Forex prop firms, just my skin crawls. Okay, well, if you do day trades, then day trading futures in a prop firm would be good. So you could have two accounts. You could have a swing trading account and you could have some day trading accounts. Those day trading accounts would just be your prop accounts. Okay, coming back down, or are we going to try? Let's see. Again, okay, Cam. This is where, okay, Cam, don't go into dent mode, Cam. In fact, I illustrated this yesterday. I ran through the thing where you could have 11 accounts. You could blow 10 of those accounts and you're out $1,000. And then on account number 11, you get $1,500 payout. And now all of a sudden you're ahead with like a 9% win rate. So Cam, Calm down. Don't turn to one of those guys. Well, technically, yes. But the point still stands. The point still stands. It is 102 per trade. If you look at each account as a trade, your risk per trade is 102. That quite literally is your risk per trade. But it is. I can say it, and watch. I can, Cam, you dented baboon. If you look, this is how I look at prop firms. It's time for me to spank Cam because he wants to try to be right mode. I don't know why, but I know Cam enough to know sometimes he's cynical. Sometimes he goes in these moods. You can say the risk is 102. Here's how. If you look at prop firms, as I do. So, let's just look at a real money trade. A responsible real money trade is going to have a stop loss associated with it. With that, you're going to now know how much is at risk. If I'm wrong, how much will I lose, right? So for example, if you're doing 100 shares of Tesla and you have a $5 stop loss and you're wrong, then you know you will be out $500 if you're wrong on that trade. That is your risk on a responsible real money trade. Now with prop firms, the way I view it is this. Each account itself is a trade. What is my stop loss associated with that trade? Well, it is whatever was spent. So for example, if you show up and you're like, you know what, I want to do a $100,000 trade. Well, you know your stop loss is 198. Because if you lose that account, all you lose, aka if you have a losing trade, aka you blow up the account, you're out 198. That is the stop loss right there. Now on this one, you'd have to go lose 3,000 in order to lose the account. But if you lost 3,000 means you violated that rule, you are now out, the account's gone. How much is out of your pocket? Well, 198. Therefore, on the $100,000 trade, on the $100,000 account, your stop loss is 198. So yes, that is quite literally your risk on the 50K. 102. That's it. No, but what if you spent so what you're saying is, what happens if you had 4 losing trades? Isn't that cost of the PA now for... Okay, Cam, I'm putting Cam in timeout, and I'm going to explain exactly why. You're running your mouth for something that I talked about yesterday. So Cam thinks he's being all smart. Okay, so here's how cool prop firms actually are. Let's say that you go out there and you buy... So again, per my premise, each account is a trade. So when you blow up an account, it's a losing trade. So here we go. Let's say you go up and you blow up. You have 10 losing trades. So you blow up 10 accounts. In my world, that means 10 losing trades. So 10 losing trades in a row. Okay, so that means you bought that 10 times. So 102 times 10 means right now you have lost $1,020. 10 losing trades in a row, you're down $1,020. Let's say then on trade number 11, aka you buy account number 11. Let's say you get a $1,500 payout. Well, let's subtract. So 15, 10, 20. Now all of a sudden you're at $1,500 payout. We do have to subtract out that 10, 20. So think about that. You're now up $480. So let's think of the 10 trades you made, or out of the 11. So you were right here. You were 10 for 11. You made 11 trades. 10 of those were losing, meaning you had a 91% losing rate. You're still up $480. So I don't know what Cam is trying to prove. I don't know what baboon dent mode he went into. But yes, per trade, your risk is 102. You could take 10 losing trades in a row, aka blow up 10 accounts in a row. And then on trade number 11, on account number 11, you get a $1,500 payout and boom, just like that at a 91% losing rate, you're profitable. Yes, it sounds like a scam. I get it. But that's just how the math works. That's why... Yes, you've got to be disciplined in prop firms too, but the discipline is different because the numbers are just way different. So for me that's what's helped me out to visualize all this. If I just look at each account as a trade itself and the stop loss associated with that trade being whatever was spent on it, that has helped me realize. So when I blow up an account, yeah, it's not fun, but in my mind, I'm like, all right, that was a losing trade. Losing trade. Because I know I could have 4 losing trades, aka blow up 4 accounts. And then on trade number 5, aka account number 5, if I go on a run, get a bunch of payouts, dang, I'm at like a 20% win rate as far as my accounts are concerned, but I'm well in the green. No, Rafishi, that's terrible. Terrible advice. The instant for fun and stuff, no, that shows a lack of understanding. So for the people that are like, oh well, just do a direct to funding. There's nothing being skipped. You're not skipping a test, and you're also paying. You're paying for the test too. So like direct to funded for a new person accomplishes nothing. If you are a battle hardened veteran, I am all for. I'm open mind. Hey, maybe direct to funded makes sense. But if you are just still trying to figure out how to learn, you don't skip anything. You're definitely not skipping out in the sense of saving money, because the reason why they're more expensive is because they're still charging you for the test that you kind of get to skip over. But even in the direct funded, there is still a test within there. You still have to meet certain protocols. So if you are a new person still trying to figure out how to trade, doing the direct to funding stuff is so the numbers, you're skewing the numbers very quickly against you. This is good for beginners not wanting to use. No, this is also good for battle hardened veterans because the math is the math, Levi. You cannot come anywhere close to generating the ROIs you can than using your own money. Not to mention the ROI, or not to mention then you look at copy trading and scaling. Okay, Matt, I'm so confused right now. I am so confused. Have you not been around here since the beginning of this live stream? Like you're acting as if you don't understand how. What? And maybe I might have you confused. But I could have sworn Matt. Maybe we have multiple Matts? I don't know. And again, to say that only beginners have bad days reveals you don't even know how trading works. Not anybody saying that. But like, just because you're a veteran trader doesn't mean you're not susceptible to bad days, to going on tilt, to just, for whatever reason, having a bad day. You know? And a lot can be given back with a bad day. But even if you're like, but Clay, I'm a great trader. So why would I ever share any of my profits if I'm a great trader? Well, you would want to share profits because if you're a great trader, then you could get into the prop firm space and copy trade like 40 accounts at once. And then you would make so much more, even with having to give up a little bit of your gains as, you know, because if you only get to keep 80%. Yeah, but 80% across 40 accounts and you're killing it because you, again, per their own premise, great trader. Like, why would you not want to share a little bit of your profits for the scalability? Oh, good. I still don't know what comment you're talking about, Daniel, but I'm glad this conversation has helped. Yeah, Matt, it's all going to depend on where you're at located, the buffer and stuff like that. But yes, generally speaking, well, let me put it this way: as a rule of thumb, any prop firm person you see out there and at the green you see, I would always just multiply that number by 0.80, right? Because I get so just broad rule of thumb: multiply what you see by 80%. Every good trader I've met takes less trades. Right, Levi. That's irrelevant for my point. Watch, I'll explain. You're a good trader. You want to and let's say what makes you a good trader is you only take one trade per day. Okay, well take that one trade per day because you're a good trader, and then just have that one trade happen 40 times. That's what copy trading is. So why would you not do that as a good trader? I want my one trade per day, which is good. That's why I'm a good trader, because I only take one trade per day. Okay, well, let's make that one good trade happen 40 times, which is what prop firms allow you to do. No, futures are closed on week. Well, futures will close today at 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday, and then they'll open back up Sunday at 6 p.m. Thank you, Gator. It's just I don't know what happened to Cam. Cam is like rock solid, but Cam does sometimes go through these moments where like I don't know what he's trying to prove or do, but like he's almost trying to play like point something out. I'm like, you're actually making the case more. Right. So Levi, you seem to be arguing that like prop firms are only good for beginners. I 100% reject that premise. And again, I can back this all up by math. Yeah. And Gator, I would assume if you were to, so your blown accounts, if you were to look at the amount, like, so for example, on the 50K, you lose $2,000. That's a blown account. If you were to take in all those blown accounts and then multiply it by 2,000, you probably lost what, like over $200,000? I don't know. But like, it's crazy. As a learning vehicle, it just allows you to keep you in the game longer, which does not guarantee you'll ever find success, but it does give people a better chance to figure stuff out. Long. Okay, well, where's your stop at, day trader? You never give us any stops. You just tell us like you're in. Okay, Levi, well, if you're not doing prop firms, you really should. Okay, this could be a short here. See if we can get the rejection. Well, I mean, it has already rejected, so more so at this point, looking for actual follow through. Good discussion, though. Very good discussion. So I hope that helps people see the math. You do got to be able to set aside your ego, though. I know. I'm well aware. People that, people that are running around, well, you're not a real trader unless you trade props. You trade. Those are people commenting from a source of ego, not a source of math. Because I just showed you the math. The math is the math is the math. But yeah. Looking for a short at that red line. Is this really not going to come back down? Good. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. Hey, Adam, good to have you. Am I in? I am in. I'm in. So there's my stop. First target right here. Next target right there. Let's see if it wants to roll over or not. It was completely unwarranted. It was so irrelevant. It was so irrelevant, Cam. Don't even, you know full well. In fact, you saying that was unwarranted makes me want to give you another timeout. And I did let you discuss it. And you kept digging your hole deeper and deeper. I'm here for the information, not the, what membership are you talking about? Yeah, there you go. I mean, Adrian, I would assume that you no longer have those accounts, but I'm glad that one worked out. But now you definitely gave yourself some cushion to learn from because you can buy a lot of evals for 62. Yeah, exactly, Raspberry, 100%. It's just yeah. All right, I'm gonna get risk off the table. No, let me give this thing time to cook. Let me give this thing whatever. Let it cook. Let it cook. Okay, now I'm coming down. All right, there we go. So this will be a green trade. My risk is off the table. My stop is in green. So let's see if it wants to come down here and hit these next couple of targets. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Spank him, Cletus. Come on. This is going to feel like such a failed trade if this thing bounces up and takes me out for small green. The prop firm trading company. Yeah, again, at the end of the day, the reason why these were good arguments is because I'm just using math. That's it. Like, there's actually no opinions. There's not. It's just like here's the math of it. Here's the math. If you blow, oh doggone you, that feels like such. That. That's. I swear, the market is such a weird place. Like that was a look at that action. I should probably be getting short again, but yeah. Yes, you were, Cam. At the end of the day, you were saying stuff that was irrelevant. What I was saying was factually true. Like, well, but you're assuming this. Yes, and then what you assumed to try to prove a point that I was wrong was like, well, no, actually, you're not making me look wrong. You're making me look more right. So whatever you make money on the prop firm, you can transfer out into real. Correct. Yes. Did it? Yeah, it's so annoying. Like it was like basically right at my first target. And it was like, nope. Wait, what? You blew the other 40K? Adriana, what are you doing? How were you looking at $62,000 in the face and not taking it? Oh my goodness, that is that is why I'm sorry. I'm sure you now are like, okay, I'm assuming this is what happened. You were fooled. You thought you knew what you were doing. So you're like, okay, I'm a great trader. I just made 62,000. Now let me pull out 20K and let me leave the 40K in there because I know what I'm doing. Am I right? Is that what happened? And then you realize, oh wait, I don't think I'm as good of a trader as what I thought. I mean, always Ivy ally. I am literally trading a prop firm right before your very eyes. Okay, that does make sense. And that's why trading's so hard. Because you're actually behaving rationally, right? You made a bunch of money, so the rational thought was, oh, the point of this is to make money. I just made 62,000, therefore I know what I'm doing. Yeah, there's nothing illogical about that thought process. But anyways, I'm still glad you got 20,000. So 20,000, you can buy a lot of prop accounts with 20,000. Nice, double A. Exactly. Yeah, pickles. Yep. Yeah, the best part about prop firms from the learning phase is, I look at it. Okay, I don't want to. Okay. This might be another short up here. Yeah. So always Ivy. Here's the Cliff Notes version, real quick. You would buy an account, let's say 50K. You're going to get 50K in buying power, which allows you to buy up to 6 NQs, for example, or 60 micros. That's going to cost you 102. You're now in the test phase. What is the test? Well, show that you can make 3,000. You can take as long as you want. But don't lose 2,000. So you got to manage risk. If you lose 2,000, you have failed the test, which means they take the account away from you, aka you've blown up the account. But you haven't lost 2,000 out of your account. You've only lost 102 because that's what you spent on it. So that's the Cliff Notes version. After you pass the test, you go what's called a pro account. And then the pro account is where you can start to make money and get payouts. Favorite operational quote, only fools are cook. My wisest trades are those I'm too hesitant to take. Yeah, that's an interesting saying. Okay, Levi just deleted something. Levi, I'm still unsure. You said what? I don't. I'm here for the information, not the membership. What are you even? What membership are you talking about? I don't know, TA. Unknown. Nobody knows. My favorite example of that is Brian here. Was like he was up over $20,000 in payouts. He was just milking that single account, and he never got moved to pro or to the Pro Plus. Oh yeah. The same rules apply. Once you're in the pro account, like you still have to meet the rules. You were trying to get a dude to understand the prop firm power, right? But what membership is that? I would include that into information. You said you're here for the information, right? I was given information. Well, Levi, with all due respect, you should probably be interested in that information. Or in that, and what you're saying is the membership. Are you here trading futures with your own money, Levi? Is that what we're doing here? What does the chart look like on the daily? I don't know if I have access to the daily. I guess probably right there for a second. There we go. Here's a chart on the daily. There's the daily. Well, Levi, trades can't take place at every second, so sometimes we talk about information too. What is going on with that? What is it? Huh? All right, what happened? Am I? Yeah, this. All right, let me try refreshing real quick. Okay, no, there was no Wick of Doom. I thought there might have been a Wick of Doom for a second, but that was weird. Me going from daily to 2 minute. Did not like that. All right, see you later, Mango. It is as simple. It is as simple. It's that math right there. I mean, if we want to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda, I mean, yeah, but the math is what I just showed. That is the math. Well, but yeah, you could. Well, yeah, like anything, right? Playing the lottery could be a really good thing if you win the lottery or if you choose the right numbers. Just can't take stupid trades that are gonna put you back in the hole. Well, yeah, Levi. But do you have any idea how easy it is to type that and how hard it is to not do that, to not take stupid trades? I mean, I agree. Nothing you said there was wrong, but there's one thing to like be disciplined. Like if anybody that's traded for a long amount of time knows that like to say be disciplined, 100% true. But to say it or to type it and then actually be it, oh boy. Oh boy. Daniel, nothing. That's the problem. Just people decide they want to show up and try to act smart, and it's just like they convolute everything. I think I'm remembering you now, Daniel. You showed up like a month ago, but then you disappeared for a while, but now you're back. Didn't you already do the prop? I thought you already started the prop firms, Daniel. Or am I mixing you? Am I mixing you up with somebody else? Yes. Again, here's what I say over and over again: keeping the West wild. I don't know why you just joined like Cam all of a sudden. Okay. If you use your own money, will you be able to survive certain situations that you won't survive in a prop firm? Yeah, you will. So, for example, if you're using your own money, could you hold and hope your way out of a trade that turns out to be green? Whereas if you're in a prop account, the prop firm cooks your account and it's game over. Yes, I concede, as I've done many times before, which people apparently just don't listen to. Yes, I concede that. You can get away with holding and hoping and then having that holding and hope turn into a green trade in your real account. Fully agreed. The problem is this: holding and hoping will eventually bite you really, really bad. So for all those instances where, yeah, I'm using my own funds because I can hold and hope, aka I can just behave badly, all it takes is one of those. And you don't have to take my word for it. Ask anybody that traded with their own funds. They will say, yeah, all it takes is one situation, one hold and hope where it never comes back up. And then you are looking at a massive, massive pit that would not have happened in a prop firm. Why? Because a prop firm just cuts you off. It's game over. So yes, I concede. I concede. If you use your own money, you can get away with more. You can behave badly. But that's why also one of my arguments for prop firms is they teach you to behave right. They don't let you hold and hope. They don't let you do a bunch of stupid things because you'll cook the account. And I argue something that forces you to not be able to hold and hope is a good thing. So once again, why people are all of a sudden bringing up all these points that actually doesn't prove anything other than, well, yeah, if you use your own money, you can, act like you can just get away with more. That's true. But that's not the point. Big picture, those things will eventually come back and bite you. Been there, done. Yeah, thank you. A lot of you are saying exactly that. Exactly. I've been there. Like, man, the only way I'm getting away with this is because it's my own funds. Okay, good. I got away with it. See? It's better. The math's better because in a prop firm, that would have been game over. But my own funds, not only is it not game over, I made money. Yeah. Good job on reinforcing the bad habit. Exactly, Cam Fluent. Yeah, exactly. It only takes one. It only takes one where, yes, all those other hold and hopes did work out. I'll be the first to admit, if you hold and hope, a lot of times it'll come back up. It'll be a green trade. That's the fact of the matter. And if you're using your own funds, you know what? You'll be able to do that. You can't do that with a prop account. You'll be able to hold and hope, and you'll get those movements back up where it'll be green. And the math will seem to be good. But as Cam just pointed out, it just takes one. It just takes one, and it is game over. GG's. Good game. Just takes one. It's a discussion because some people they just want to, I don't know. They want to nitpick something, and it's just like, okay. I don't know. But there we go. It serves for a good discussion. At the end of the day, and the other reason why I don't like keeping he's always, well, you got to make this. I don't care about making money, okay? That's the wrong thing. Trading, and anybody that's got any experience, I would assume will back me on this. I will die on this hill because this hill is truth. Trading has nothing to do with making money. Those folks on making money are not going to do it. Blind drunk monkeys can make money. Trading has everything to do with risk management. And it's the risk management component of prop firms that is their superpower, their ability to reduce risk. Okay, keeping the West Wild gone. I don't know what happened to him, but he's gone. I don't know if he'll come back, but good grief. Anyways, reading the chat, all of you are like getting the point. And there he is still he's still just making the whole, you know what's bad if everybody else is like, oh yeah, they're reassuring, like, and then you're like, well, no. It's like at that point you're digging the hole deeper. So we'll see if I don't know if he'll come back or not, but if he doesn't, it is what it is. But it actually is about that sort of stuff. There are rules. Pretty much he's saying, well, these extra rules kind of convolute the math a little bit. And I concede, yeah, they convolute the math a little bit, but it's actually not a big deal because the rules itself are just forcing you to be a better risk manager. That's it. Yes. 3 times a week, yeah. Yes, like good question. Now, if you can only trade like once a month, yeah, prop firm's probably not going to be for you. But 3 times a week, oh, that's plenty. People behind the keyboard will die in any hill, but yeah, I don't, yeah. Oh, it's 1:30. Did we miss the manipulation? We did. And once again, Bowser totally hung us out to dry. Did not show up at all. I did a hold and hope test on paper trading. I got away with it a couple times. The one time would have blown the whole real account. 70K. Exactly, Randy. Like, even the fact that keeping us wild used trailing drawdown as some sort of no, trailing drawdown, I think is pretty like, it's counterintuitive, but I think it's a good thing. You beat a trailing drawdown by taking base hits. You can beat it trying to go for home runs, but it becomes way trickier. So you take base hits. A lot of people, myself included, way back when, you look at a base, but it's way worse now because of social media. People look at social media, see huge gains and all this sort of stuff, and they're like, oh man, I just nailed a 400-point trade. So they develop this idea of like big scores, lots of points to get these big numbers. And to be fair to these people, because it's intuitively, well, taking a base hit, taking a single, okay, singles, that's going to take forever. I don't want to do that. But when you have to beat that trailing drawdown, it does. It kind of forces you into, let's take base hits. But I've lost track of the number of you even here that have said, dude, base hits are awesome. I didn't realize base hits added up as quickly as they do. But man, those things add up. And a lot of those people, once they beat the trailing drawdown, they just keep doing base hits anyways, because they were basically forced to do base hits, and then they discover how awesome base hits are, and they keep up with it. It's like, even using that as an example, it's just like, just stop. I'm sorry, but helping people realize that base hits are actually pretty powerful, I think is a good thing. On adding to a loss, well, I don't know. I mean, in prop firms, if you're doing that right, you should be winning way more than you lose. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird, I don't know. Prop firms make that whole discussion a little, it makes me almost want to say, just do it. Because you should have a very high win rate doing it. Trailing drawdown, I beat it by doing micros. Thank you, Mr. Wall Street. So Mr. Wall Street makes a good point. The other thing that I would argue is pretty good about trailing drawdown is I think it kind of forces people to consider more so the micros. And then it helps people realize, holy crap, micros add up pretty quickly. Base hits put you in the Hall of Fame. Exactly. So, like, just, that's what I mean. Like, everything he was saying was like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he's having a bad day. I'm not quite sure. But I have learned that sometimes people are having bad days, and if you give them the timeout, they come back and they're like, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to be so standoffish. I realized what I was doing was kind of like nitpicking, but I was having a bad day. And if that's the situation, I totally get it. I totally get it. We've had people here that I recognize the names, and they show up and they're just not themselves. Or I don't know, maybe he wasn't, and he'll never be back, and I wish him well. But I don't know. I'm starting to think he might have just been having a bad day, and we'll see if he comes back on Monday. That is why I always just, like, I understand why on face value that, the trailing drawdown is so. It's just like, first off, it stops anyways. So, like, you don't have to do base hits the entire time. But the best way to beat it is base hits. But I have a sneaky suspicion you're going to be caught off guard of how powerful base hits actually are. Do you see this closing bearish or bullish? Okay, Al777. If I were to say bullish, what are you going to do with that information? Out of curiosity. Now, I'm not saying it, so we're in the world of make believe. But let's just say I see it bullish. What do you plan on doing with that information? Out of curiosity, if that were the case. I'm still doing base hits even after the buffer, especially, yeah. It's just, basically he was making the argument, yeah, but there are rules. And yes, there are rules and stuff like that, but the rules ultimately, big picture wise, are good for you. He was just doing a very convoluted way of saying, yeah, but the rules make the math a little different. Which kind of true, but like, the lengths at which it's true are overwhelmed by all the upsides. Yeah, and by 2 pointers I mean like down by the hoop, not like a step inside the 3-point line. Al777, where did you go? In fact, maybe Al77 is just the bot. Okay, all right. Looking for a long here on the pullback. Okay, how can you please answer my question? You asked if I think this closes bullish or bearish. What do you plan on doing with my answer? If I say bullish, what would you do with that information? Out of curiosity. Looking for a long at the green line. I am long. Please give me a bouncy bounce hammer here. Come on. Come on, brother. Uh-oh. Did I get cocky? I got cocky. I got cocky, folks. I'll take that scalpy skip. Seems like it should have been more. On the bright side, you guys now know I was not looking at my P&L. So that was at least the win. But I don't remember what the number was before that, but that trade seemed like it should have been bigger than what it was. Cry either way. I was short before and widened my stop loss, deciding between taking a loss or waiting long. Okay. So you weren't just going to hop. So if I had said bullish, you weren't just going to blindly buy. Okay, that's good. That's good, L777. I appreciate that. I was at 663. Are you serious? I only made like $30 on that thing? We must not be as volatile as what we were over here. When these big, one of those 100-point candles was happening. 36. Oh, man. Okay. Maybe I go back up to 5 now. Well, today, I've been using 3 because the volatility was a lot more. But I think volatility has slowed down some, so I'm going back to 5. Position size is a fluid thing. If you say I have a mechanical system and it's 5 contracts every day, that's a flawed system. Because some days, 5 contracts could very well get you cooked in a heartbeat. Other days, 5 contracts might not be anywhere close to enough. All right, let's see here. Try a long at the green line. Don't cry for me. Today was weird. Today's been, I don't know. Today's been a weird live stream, but it seems like kind of helpful. Some of you have piped up. That makes you sound like, some of you have chimed in and said, hey, thank you. That math makes sense. So I'm glad we went through it. Hey, Force Fed. Down here, Cam, are you down there with me? Is this going to be a Monka S Force or what? Cam is my video game buddy. I think he knows way more video game lingo than I do, but like at least I can say Monka S and he knows exactly what I mean. Yeah, could be a Monka S. Are you down here with me though, Cam? Liquid cap. What is that? Is that? Oh, okay. I thought it looks like your face has a thermo. Okay, I can't talk. All right, me and Cam, here we go. Slow, dude. He has not shown up. Bowser is who you're asking about. He did not show up any day this week, including today. Made all those claims, and then a no-show this entire week. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Ethan, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Okay, maybe. Here we go. Maybe. Nope, I don't like it. I'm going down further now. I don't like how it got right to my entry and then just stopped. No. This is my domain. I'm playing by my rules. I'm not going to let you get 1-2 ticks above my entry and then do this, right? Where it's da-dun, 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 da-dun. Because in those situations, it's like one of those where, like, then by the time it fills you, it's like, whoop. So, no, I'm not playing that game. Homie don't play that. There you go. See right there. Grant, thank you. Another person. Grant using base hits. The trailing drawdown should only scare you if you refuse to do base hits. And once again, at least with Take Profit Trader, the trailing drawdown stops anyways. So if you prefer home run trades, that's fine. You can get back to it. But you do have to be willing. Well, again, you can still beat the trailing drawdown swinging for home runs. It's just way trickier. It'll be way harder. But, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Grant. Another person just saying base hits are pretty cool. Again, it's counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive for base hits to kind of, for the numbers to behave the way they do with base hits. That's right, Home in the Clown. Today reached $3.99 only with base hits. There we go. All right, do I get long? Yeah. I mean, we're basically, I can take a swing at it here. Hey, good job, Brian. Glad you still got the account. You'll be back on Monday. You got it Monday, brother. Good risk management. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is then that's kind of, and I'm not even at that phase really, but that does seem to be the natural kind of phase of evolution for the prop firm trader is they discover base hits, then they start to do copy trading and they're like, holy crap. Now base hits, copy trading? Dang. Hey, John. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I'll get there at some point, Sean. But I'm a very slow mover. I'm a very slow mover. But I do think that my slowness is probably why I'm still in the game. And why I'm celebrating my 20-year anniversary here in the markets. I don't know if that's for sure why, but yeah, I'm in no rush. I think I'd even more scalping. You kind of been one of these guys that'll hold for hours on end, which for the record, I'm not saying is wrong if you're a sway trader. I'm just saying that's not me. Dang, ooh, that was tricky. That was dirty. Hammer candle acted like it wanted. Well, I mean, it did go green, but acted like it wanted to start to get moving back up, and then whew, that's dirty. Not hours, but like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah. You're like small sway trader. Hey, what's the move right now? Just hopped in. You just hopped into what? The live stream or the trade? Hopefully you're saying the live stream. Because that'd be bad to hop into a trade and then be like, all right, what do I do now? Okay. Whew. Context matter. Just hopped in. You hopped in what? Yeah, no, you're good. Okay. My heart skipped a couple beats there, but I cracked a couple walnuts, but I'm good. I'm thinking along down here. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let's try the double bottom. Risk in about 7 points with slippage. Let's call it 8. Wait. No, I'm risking about 8 points. With slippage, let's call it about 10. No, not really. I've tried ES. I'm more of a, NQ guy. I test my strategy for around 100 trades, and I believe scalping is what it needs. Worth at least a try, John. Certainly worth at least a try. Dude, I can't believe we're 3 hours in. So earlier this week, some of those live streams, oh my goodness. that three-ish, that 4-ish hours, it felt like an entire 8-hour day. Not because of you guys, because the market was, oh. And yeah, but today has been great. Chat is active. We're having some good conversations. I can't believe it's been 3 hours. It feels like 30 minutes. Yeah. I am celebrating 20, well, not affiliates, but 20, yeah, because of multiple streams of income, for sure. I know you're joking, but there's actually some seriousness there. Well, I mean, we had this conversation yesterday. The only reason why I'm still able to be in the markets is because of multiple streams of income. Because as we disclosed, if trading was literally my only stream of income, and as somebody, obviously that's not always had 6 kids, but definitely now, as somebody that has 6 kids, like, oh my, that'd be insane pressure. So yeah, in some senses, which kind of supports my whole thesis, a way to not make trade, again, easy and easier are two different things. But a way to make day trading easier, multiple streams of income. Yeah, I'm going to try it long down there, looking for a double bottom. But yeah, if trading was my only stream of income ever, oh, there's no way I'd survive. That's way too much pressure. Plus, I mean, I really don't want. I don't feel like trading. Like, okay, I mean, maybe you guys are cool, so I could see it being on my deathbed and like just doc, doc. Let me okay. Let me click live. All right, everybody, give me a 1. This will be the last time. So I don't know. Maybe I do live stream to my deathbed as long as this remains fun. But like, the problem with also never aiming for multiple streams of income is the thing you do. Then you got to do it like literally up until your deathbed. I don't want to do that. I want to have flexibility. Did you? No, no, John. I have not pulled out the JOB yet. Nobody has shown up asking for giveaways or anything. What do you mean by multiple streams of income? Well, for example, Jay Price, if you have a job right now, that is amazing. Good job. You are at one stream of income. So if you have a job and then you're working on trading, you're working on a second stream of income. Maybe with some of the income, I don't know, maybe you start to buy some dividend stocks. Now every month, some money is showing up with you out doing it. There's another stream of income. I don't know, maybe someday you get into real estate. I don't know, maybe you mow lawns on the weekend. Heck, Hoover, one of our people here, one of our mods, brought a tear into my eye of just being so proud and so motivated. Guy literally just picked up a job to drive a school bus for some extra money. That's a stream of income. Judd. He does, I know he does stuff with like some hunting. He does, he'll guide people and stuff like that. That's an extra stream of income. Now, Judd's being smart because he's turning something he loves to do into an income stream. But that could be an income stream. So yeah, the more income streams you have, the easier trading becomes because the less pressure you're going to have to make money. Hey, Clay, when do you decide to... good question. Whenever I'm in the buffer, I take it all out. I do not build buffer. So when do I decide? Whenever I have anything. So if I have 7 cents available for a payout, I'm taking that 7 cents. I have a part-time job. I love it. There we go. So that's a stream of income, part-time job. Eventually you want to get it. Very good. I'm also in real estate. If you don't need to trade, trading becomes way easier, right? Think about it. If you need to make money, well, that means you kind of need to trade, which means if you could be trading in an environment that, okay, I get, stop. Okay. Gonna try a short right there. I sell glue sticks and paint markers. There you go. That that's got to be a pretty lucrative environment. At some point, you'll want to move up to paint cans because there's a category of people where like a marker is just not enough. They want to be able to just stick their face like into a can. But inventory cost does go up a little bit more because cans of paint take up way more space than markers. But big tick, that's probably your next phase, are paint cans. That is VWAP. All right, you win. He wins. Big Tick Energy wins today with that comment. That's just sold a pallet to keep the West Wild yesterday. Might have been his problem. Oh, I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. You win. You win. Dang, shorted way too fast before I could even get an. Yeah. Welcome to the world of missing an entry point. It happens. Yes. That is where, yeah, you do yoga and then they put like baby goats on you. Now I don't understand how that's supposed to help, but I have seen it. Are you doing goat yoga? Do you own goats? You haven't graduated from eating crayons yet? Oh, you'll get there. Man, Judar, that's a great question. Um, how do I find? Like for me again, this isn't like for me church, because people at church kind of operate under a certain moral code, and this certain moral code is like, hey, if somebody's gonna pay you, make sure you give them their money's worth, etc., etc. So like church could be a spot to start. Again, I'm not saying it's foolproof. I'm not saying that if somebody goes to church, therefore they're like, but like I don't know, that might be a good spot. Yeah, well, there's got to be some successful people there. Are there any business owners there? You could go to right here. Real estate investment investing association. So right here, Google this. Real estate investing association. So a RIA. And that's what this stands for. Real estate investing association. Go to something like that. That's where people go together and they network, and those are going to be very, very successful people, or people that are at least trying to become successful. The people that you'd want to surround yourself with. So I'd look for a RIA. Consider church, or you could consider a RIA. Again, most towns have them. Real Estate Investing Association. You go there, and even if you want, you could go there and be like, hey, I'm just here. I want to network. I want to learn some things. I surrounded myself with business owners. Yeah, but I think what Judar is asking Kevin is, but where did you find those people? That's a good question, though. That's a good question. You can hang out here, too. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't even know. Success is depends on your definition. If you own a business worth $1 billion, but all your kids are crackheads, are you successful? I don't know. I guess that depends on the framework you're looking through, right? Are you successful? If you work a 9 to 5 year whole job, or 9 to 5 your whole life, you make $50,000 a year, and your kids still love you as an adult. You have family dinners. They bring their kids over. You run around with the grandkids. You take them fishing. Your kids still will ask you, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, you want to go with me? Is that success? That sounds kind of successful to me. That sounds actually really successful to me. So I don't know. Depends on how you're defining success. I have a company worth $10 billion. I'm obese. I have diabetes. I can't really do anything at age 50. Is that success? I don't know. I work 9 to 5, make $50,000 a year. I'm fit. I have good health. I am able to go and stuff in my older years. All sorts of stuff. Is that success? I don't know. I don't know. So was Joe Biden unsuccessful? You know, with the, I don't know, stop loss bandit. That's why I said it's about what frame of reference are you looking from? Did you miss that part, or are you just here to argue again for the sake of arguing? Because I remember saying it all depends on the framework you're looking through. I think success can. Well, yeah. There's no need to think about success. Again, it's a reference point thing. Clearly, Joe Biden very successful in the political realm. I mean, the dude became president. In the parenting realm, well, I don't know. I don't know if he was quite as successful. Do you see a vicious throb to the upside? Throb. What is next to the B? What could that mean? Thron? Throg? Throb. Help me. What's a typo here, folks? Do you foresee a vicious throb to the upside? What are I throb? Right, but I'm saying what could potentially be the typo? Stop loss ban. I don't know. He just. I'm glad he's still hanging around, but yeah, he just chimes in. It's like, okay, I think you're just talking now to. Like, you can tell people they're not listening. They're not listening. That question proved he was not listening. Because I know for sure I said success, it depends on the framework to which you're looking at it from. Clearly, I was hoping everybody would connect the dots. If you put definition of success on money, the guy that's got a company worth $10 billion with 8 crackhead kids, they are successful. If you put success from the framework of parenting, that's not a very successful person. How many NQ contracts you recommend? Start with MNQ. And how many? It's going to depend on the volatility each day. Some days, it might make sense to trade 5. Other days, 5 may be way too many. Many building janitors are some of the best peaceful guys ever. State building guys put you. Yeah. No, again, I don't know what success is. Success is different to everybody. I am of the opinion that, if I build this live stream to 100,000 viewers and I'm making, bazillions every month, but then my kids don't want to be around me anymore once I move out and all that sort of stuff, I don't know if I'd call myself successful, Click, can we hear your rendition of Little Pink Houses? What's Little Pink Houses? What's that? You can find successful everywhere. Yeah. It really. So okay, Judar. Let me ask you this: what kind of success are you looking to find? So for example, me as a father, I don't have fathering figured out. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. So for me, I would be looking for successful fathers. Does that mean I would go to a real estate investing association? No, not necessarily. So I did presuppose that you were talking more about monetary successful. This line here is the overnight low. Yeah, blackout. I saw that. What's weird is that actually Jimbo, who's here, he handles more of my social media stuff, so I don't even check in on it that much. But I did happen to randomly look. What was that, yesterday or 2 days ago? And I saw your message, so I'm glad I did randomly look. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Time, yes. Maybe that's the best way to measure success. Those that have time on their hands. Yeah. All right. Well, I would say church for you, Judar. Church and like find a RIA. Find a RIA. And if you're looking to like build a business, a RIA would be great. Do this as a bit. So if I lost everything, here's how I'd try to get it back. I do cleanouts for real estate investors, right? Like if they have to foreclose or if they have to evict somebody, those houses are hideous. Nobody wants to clean that out. So I'd go to a RIA. I'd be like, hey, my job is I clean out houses. Does anybody need anything cleaned out? And then I'd start to network there because I would do a good job. So if you do a good job, if you deliver what you tell you're going to do, will it be nasty? Yeah, but hey, that's the competitive advantage. If you do stuff that's nasty, that means most people don't want to do it, which means you can find work and also you can probably charge a little bit more than you'd expect. But then if you do a good job, before you know it, they're going to be like, hey, could I job shadow you? Can you teach me a little bit more about maybe what you're doing to flip this house, what you're looking for? That's how I would go about it. So yeah, that would be my tip. And I mean, it's low risk, right? You don't have to buy the dumpster and you factor everything into your calculation. So if you look at a house and you think it'll take you 10 hours, and let's say you want to make $100 an hour, okay? Well, if it's going to take 10 hours and I want to make $100, so 10 hours, if I want to make $100 an hour, okay, well then some of my price is going to be, so okay, 1,000 is what I'll charge. All right, a dumpster for that day is 500. So dumpster rental is 500. All right, so I got to factor that in. So there you go. I can tell you right now, as somebody in the world of real estate, if I had a hideous house, I would gladly pay $1,500 for somebody else to clean it out. At this phase of my life, $1,500, no-brainer deal. So think about it from the person that does it. There's no risk. Now the risk becomes if you have to start to buy dumpsters. But no, just rent the dumpster. You know what your cost of the dumpster rental is going to be ahead of time. You know how much you want to make. Now this number is where it can be sketchy. If you get that wrong and it ends up taking you 20 hours, well then you just cut that to now you just worked for $50 an hour, which is still not terrible, but like, so I mean this number right here might take a little bit of practice figuring out what that's going to be, but there you go. That's how you bid it right there. That's what I would do if I had to go back. Hey, thank you, Jocko. 50, Jocko, you sweetheart, you beautiful, beautiful sweetheart. Thank you, sir. I did plumbing work for a lot. There you go. Well, I mean, you could go back, Judar. You could pick up a side hustle of that. Think about that. Did plumbing work for a lot of sewage drain? Yeah. You could go to a RIA. Be like, hey, if you ever have any sewage lines, if you need your like Roto-Rooter type stuff, let me know. Kevin, you're forgetting the 30% that YouTube takes. So no, not quite half. No, I'm not mad about it. It's either I try to host a live stream on my own site, or I decide, you know what, I'll sacrifice 30% of any super chats to just use the traffic on this platform. To me, 30% well worth the trade-off. I am still interested in potentially playing a double bottom down here. So maybe this thing comes back to throw this order back out here again. There we go. About a 7-point risk with slippage. Let's call it about 9-point risk. I don't think 30% is that bad. For all the traffic YouTube has on it, I'll pay 30% for that traffic. As opposed to hosting it at claytrader.com and get to keep 100%. But like, I guess I can't. Wild guess on my part. Wild guess. But I'm thinking YouTube might get a little bit more traffic than any website I own or could build. Just a hunch. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Double bottom for, yeah, that's what I'm. We'll see if it wants a double bottom. All right, here we go. Maybe kind of, sort of. Or not. I think ClayTube has. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just pay the 30%. I really don't feel like trying to build a. I really don't feel like going to battle with YouTube. I think they might win. Huh. I wonder if I've heard of Little Pink Houses then. John Cougar Mellencamp? Was that his nickname? That's funny. Yesterday, one of the guys at the job were like, "You like John Mellencamp?" I think I got him mixed up with somebody else. I was like, no. And then I heard one of the songs playing. I'm like, oh no, I like this one. I still have not figured out who I had John Mellencamp confused with. I don't remember now, but. I mean, Zooks, you didn't have to delete the message, man. You didn't have to delete it. Hurts so good. Come on in, we make it hurt. Is that a John Mellencamp song? This would make sense. It is! Okay, my world makes sense. If you were here earlier, this is such a burden of relief. Earlier in the live stream, I was singing Hurts So Good, and I'm like, why is this song in my head? That's why. Because I heard it yesterday at the job site, and that's when the guy asked me, are you a John Mellencamp fan? And I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, oh, you don't like this song? I'm like, oh, I like this song. He's like, yeah, this is John Mellencamp. I'm like, oh, who am I thinking? Oh my goodness. That was such a good, this is such a good feeling right now. I realize this makes no sense if you're not here like 3 hours ago on the live stream, but I was singing that song and I made the comment. I have no idea why is this song in my head right now, but that makes sense. Okay. But now I still don't know who John Mellencamp mixed up with. I want to say Lenny Kravitz, but that's not it. I don't really like Lenny Kravitz though. I don't know. Come on, Green Line. I'm kind of tempted for a short right here with the target down at the green line. Okay, here we go. Never mind. Too late for the short now. Let's see if I can get filled. Oh, Doc Soul. All right, change of plan. We're doing the fake break double bottom. Look at that. Look at that middle finger. Middle finger trade. Middle finger, fake break of the double bottom. Let me cook. There we go. Fake break, double bottom, middle finger trade. Hopefully it doesn't hurt so good. Okay, and this is all. Some other people call these Destiny's Child trade. Say my name. This is the say my name trade. Okay. Fake break. All right, so, okay, Clay, what is this actually called? I'd call this a fake break double bottom. Because I do think it'll break the low right here, go down a little bit. So there's the break, but keyword being fake, meaning it goes down a little bit because it does break, but because it's a fake, ideally it hits this green line and it says, hey, just kidding, and back up it goes. So I'm looking for a fake break double bottom. Long at 553. Okay, where's your stop at, day trade? You never give stops. That's a third trend. That's a third trend break. That's a third trend break. Huh? Another good one. Oh yeah, that's more so like when you're trying to catch the knife. I guess this is kind of a knife catch. Okay. So right here was the original order though, right? Somewhere right around there. So we'll see if maybe this original plan would have been the right one. So step one, it's gotta, get down here and break the double bottom. Step 2, it's got to break it enough to get me filled. And then step 3, it's got to be a fake. Because if it's a real breakdown, well, I'm going to have a losing trade. Okay, there's the double bottom right here. So it might just, maybe it bounces beautifully right. Okay, there we go. There's the break. Please, nope, come down. I need you to be more of a real break. Be more of a real break until the green line. No. 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 See, it was a fake break. The problem is I thought it would break down more than what it did before faking. See, that's why trading's hard. Broad idea was right. I got the details wrong, though. No. Oh. That, my friend, is why broad statement trading is worthless. Because broad statement wise, I was right. It broke below. It was a fake break and up it went. But notice I didn't make any money from it. Why? Because trading is not broad statements. Trading is details. The detail I got wrong was the entry point. That's crazy. Stupid middle finger. I got the middle finger on that one. I was on the receiving end of the proctology exam on that one. Judar, why am I getting the impression that you're just gonna blindly follow whatever I do? Why am I getting that impression? Am I wrong? Am I misreading this situation? Okay, might be able to cook something up here. Oh, whoa, all right. Well, that just snapped back up a little quick. Roger that. Zix, you're actually right. I agree. A nice juicy 7 there would look so good. Nice juicy 7, and I'm only 50 cents away. Did you scalp it? Did it actually get down to the middle finger eventually? It did, Doc Soul. It did. Good job, Philly. At least somebody got the, or gave, I don't know, we got to get our terminology done. Is it giving the finger or getting the finger if it works out? Or if it doesn't work out? We'll work on the marketing next week for that as we build our cult around what kind of trader are you? I use middle finger concepts, brother. All right, see you later, day trader 2. Next week, if you show back up, bring stop losses. My week is ruined, by the way. Bowser never showed up once. Not once. Boy, oh boy, was he chirping. And then this week, never showed up once. Crazy. It's a shame. I mean, granted, he probably just had a lot of chores to do around the house this week that his mom wanted him to do, but still. It would have been nice if Bowser's mom would have let him have access to the internet again for at least a little bit of time around 1:30. Okay, fine. We're going to blame Bowser's mom. It's Bowser's mom's fault for not letting Bowser have access to the internet. All right. I'm going to get a little maybe fancy here. I got to be careful. I got to be careful. It's Friday, brother. You're going to be going to the job site soon. Gonna be good. It's gonna be a good Friday. It's cool. It's not hot. It's beautiful weather. You're gonna be hanging with the boys. I gotta be careful. Gotta be. I don't. What I was doing there was, like I said, maybe a little spicy. Why? Why am I taking on spice? Now, if it's a no-brainer, like I was trying to do that first. Well, yeah. The fake break double bottom. There was nothing spicy there at all. That was just a trade setup. But what I was trying to do there, even though yeah, it would have worked out, a little bit of spice. But why? And yes, I'm talking to myself. You are witnessing me verbally battle the voices in my head right now. But why? Why, Clay? What is the point of getting spicy right now? It's Friday. You're going to be heading soon to the property to do some work, to hang out with the fellas. Why risk corrupting that by doing something spicy when you're already green? There was no need for it. So, yeah, not going to do it. I did that just so you can, if you have those conversations in your head, you're not alone. I just decided to verbally do it. But none of you, don't act like I'm crazy. Okay, if anybody of you think I'm crazy for what I just did there, that's a breadcrumb that you have not traded very long. Or you have at least never traded with any skin in the game. Okay. See? Now, again, my spiciness would have been okay. However, that could have, yeah. Just do a quick, no, Zooks. I'll be just fine if that stays at $699.50. I mean, good grief. The 11-year-old boys here, I mean, you can have a field day with the numbers down there. I mean, my results right now have the potheads excited, have the people with their mind in the gutters excited. There's all sorts of people excited about my results as they stand right now. Podheads and gutter-minded people. I mean, the 11-year-old boys are yucking it up right now. Listen, I'm here to serve. I mean, I really hope there's not any 11-year-old pothead. Okay, 11-year-old boys and then potheads separately. I mean, they're loving this stuff, loving it. Okay, you've convinced me. I'm gonna get us golf simulator. Do it, and invite me over. Wow. See, that's what I mean. Again, yes, my spicy trade would have worked out, but man, I was not that far away from potentially getting spicy and then have the bottom drop out. And that's how weekends can be ruined right there. Okay. Let me just do let me do two. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy if it comes back up, and my stop will be right here. And I either get some sort of bounce or I don't. And it is okay. We're gonna keep dropping. Again, red line will be my stop if I get filled. Just two contracts. Batsy, are you going to get your account next week? Please tell me you do before you drive yourself literally to the and before you drive yourself to the loony bin with all the questions you keep finding. Please tell me, Batsy, that next week is the week. Okay, so this next trade or this next setup, what I'd like is if this candle closes right here, comes down a little bit, and then goes up. Then I can try that. Okay, this could be juicy. This is what I've been trading for. This is the crescendo of my life right here. Oh, come down. No, you got to come down. Got to come down. No. Down. Okay, I could do this. Let's just go with the trend. Sell. Put my stop up here. See if the momentum wants to continue. Okay, I'm in. Either momentum continues or it doesn't, and if it doesn't, I'll move on with my merry little way. Let's see if the bleeding wants to keep on bleeding. Come on, get down there, brother. Oh, you little tease. Do a dump. You're scared. You won't do it. You're scared. You are scared, Marky. Little wimp. Okay, reverse psychology's not working. It's not working. Crap. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Marky. Marky, I apologize. Okay, see? Come on. Oh, you rat. I might as well go for more now. If it goes down there, I think it might be able to get a little bit more. What did I? Oh, it was off a little bit. Yeah. So I was trying to gauge it. My numbers were off a little bit. That was supposed to be even. All right. Well, now I'm thinking longs look pretty interesting here. Would I have been filled? I don't know if I would have ever been filled on that one. Okay. So what we're not going to have is this. I'm not going to sit here forever with 2 micros trying to figure out what this thing wants to do. That is what we're not going to have happen here. So you either need to knock me out of the trade or come down. Come on. Come on. All right, let me just get risk off the table. There we go. All right, risk is off the table. This will be a winning trade. In fact, let's go down a little bit more on this one now. Why not? Why not? It's a winning trade no matter what. Unless there's a huge spike and I get destroyed with slippage. Come on. I'm going to move it down some more. Don't judge me. You don't know me. Yeah, I'm a greedy little pig. Come on, dump it. Oink, oink. This is what we call an oink, oink trade. I'm coming down for oink, oink. I want more. Oink, oink, oink. I want some more. Oink, oink. That's right, boy. That's what we call the little piggy trade. Come on down. I promise I won't move it anymore. I'm a good boy. I'm not a greedy pig. I promise I won't move it down anymore. There we go. There you go, Zooks. The 6 is gone. Little. Oh my goodness, did I just do that? Oh goodness. I just snorted like a pig on the internet. That might be worse than when I was clucking like a chicken. Oh boy. Oh boy. The setting is 3rd grade. Little clay trader, where do you see yourself 35 years from now? Well, teacher, I'm going to be on this thing called the internet, on this thing called YouTube, on this thing called a live stream. And there's going to be people from around the world, and I'm going to be sitting there snorting like a pig. That was not on my bingo card. Was not on my bingo card. If I told you that was a true story, I'd be lying a whole lot. So, anyways, yeah. That. I did not think that went through. That was rough. That was rough. All right, well, I think that was a good one to end on. So, hey, if you enjoy the live stream, if you had a good time, if you want to help support it, as this is totally viewer supported, there are no sponsorships, maybe someday. But if you want to help keep the stream not only ad-free, but just flat out keep the stream going, Then code Clay, which is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps. But code Clay at any of these prop firms is how you can help do that, which is a win-win because any promotions that these prop firms are running, code Clay will give that for you. So not only are you saving yourself some money, but at the same time, saving money, you're also helping to keep a stream you enjoy not only ad-free, but help keep it going. So for everybody that has used code Clay, you are making a difference, and I thank you for it. So I'm going to call it good. And today was fun. Today was a good one. Man, it's still bleeding, huh? Wow. Anyways, I'm going to call it good. I'll be back Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern on your way out. If you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Usually I show up a little bit early than 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, that is where hitting turn on notifications will help with that. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Everybody be safe this weekend. Make good decisions. There's dad mode a little bit right there. But take care. Have a good one. See everybody back on Monday.